Alright, I need to share the stream link around. I started streaming, then I just walked away. One second, guys. Alright. Making sure the link is sent out, because you guys know me, I am the worst when it comes to sending links out. One more second. Alright, I think we're good now. Not like we can't draw anything anyway. So guys, here on the bigger time frames today or yesterday, on all the videos I sent yesterday, I was basically saying we're kind of focused on direction from here. Now that we've done this test after going up once, twice, second test, we went up, held a little bit of what looks like a higher low, and a lot of us are expecting decision from here. You know, we're either going to bounce or we're going to start dumping. But with the news coming out already, it already kind of jumped ahead of us, right? So we're actually way the F down here, 681. And it's funny because if you go to my videos yesterday, you will literally hear me say, I could see us selling all the way to here, pumping back up to here, and staying within the range. Now I was meaning more or less between the low and the high, but it looks like my theory was on point, just not the right range. So we'll have to see. But it does look like we're gonna get one of those weeks where it either just buys back up after this bad news. I could totally see that happening. Or more pressure under 680s, basically. But guys, what can we draw? And I want to see more of you guys type it out here in the chat with me. What can we draw to make our lives easier today? We'll even go to a completely brand new, clean chart for this. What can we draw to help us with our plan today? How can we make this super simple? Does anybody in the chat know? Matty Ice got it already. But what method can we use that's a part of the system, part of the BB strategy, BB system, whatever that if you want to call it? What can we draw here that would definitely help us, right? Outside of just being like, well, I already have my plan. Hold up. Well, I already have my plan, you know. Outside of that, what do we got going for us? Fib from close to open. Yes, you guys got it. Good job, Rigney. Good job, SF. And good job, Matty Ice. So we're going to go from previous day close all the way to today's open. And y'all need to add these 3 fibs because I never have them on. That's actually going to be a crazy amount of movement down, yeah, because that's such a large gap that creates larger space between the extension gap. That is nuts. 666? That is nuts. The 50% 686. The final extension's $20 away. That is absolutely nuts. So in short, guys, why we're drawing this, and let's turn this junk off. This is just I guess we could mark where was the worst things got to in pre-market. We'll mark pre-market low. Now let's turn this stuff off. This is just so hard to look at. I don't know how people do that. Shout out to people who somehow look at extended hours all the time. And then let's go to our bigger time frame and add some of those more important areas. So we're gonna go from the high to the open of that. Let's highlight it. Just extend this over a little bit. Bam. Now we're good to go. Whoops. Now we're good to go. Nope. There we go. All right, so in short, and it's funny how the old all-time high lines up with this. In short, if we are going to go up today to create a better value for shorts, you're going to most likely see price magnet to this, right? If this doesn't get anywhere near this today, that speaks to the volume of just how bearish we truly are today. Because again, if we don't even get back up to here where people can value buy more shorts, like lower highs and stuff right here, or even vice versa, if a, you know, hit happens and then like a retake happens, it's like, oh shit, this could keep going. So most likely looking for it to magnet to this or to pull back down into that pre-market low. And if we see more weakness under pre-market low, it's like, oh shit, this can keep going. Are we all good to go though in the stream? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a yes. Drop an emoji in the chat. Also, shout out to you guys, man. I got like 4,000 views last night. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but thank you guys. All from posting shorts. Who would have thought shorts were the wave? I'm going to start making more of these. I used to do these like every single day. Some of them got deleted. But yeah, I think I'm going to get back into this. It's kind of fun to do outside of like charting and all that shit. But yeah, let me know if you guys are good to go. If you guys are good, hopefully that was a decent enough explanation for anybody in here. Hopefully. But yeah, so kind of a rough start to the week, guys. I cannot stress this enough. And I know some of you are going to go against what I'm saying anyway, because again, I don't run how you guys trade. But if I had to wish you guys or beg you guys to do one thing this week, it would be to not overtrade. And I think we go over this every single week, but this would be the week to not overtrade, right? You just experienced an over $10 gap down. Anybody trying to trade the open might actually be dumb. I'm just saying. If you're someone who's exiting like a swing or something, that's different. You're in a different seat, brother. You're not someone who had previous knowledge of the news coming out. You're not Nancy Pelosi. You're not going to know that. So I would say this is a great week to test y'all's discipline. I'm also going to try this myself because last week, the past few weeks, we've kind of gotten into this rhythm where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're scalping our asses off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going into Thursday, sometimes even holding runners into Friday. We have swings still, But as you can see, Monday, no day trading, holiday, MJK or MLK. What the hell did I just say? MJK. I was thinking of something else. Sorry. I'm like reading J and J and trying to say MLK. MJK is apparently the mix. But what else was I trying to get? Monday, no market. Today, feels like there's no market. So, as you can see, this is one of those weeks where if you overtrade, you will burn yourself. If you get into trades a little bit too early this week, you will burn yourself. And I actually kind of like what Matty Ice just said. I saw I saw Mike go into the chat and go, "I'm the proud owner of Microsoft shares or whatever." I thought that was funny as hell. But I think that's right though. I do think people do need to be looking at this market more in a sense of like, let me buy some shares here. The market just took a fat ass pullback. Let me get some shares here. Whatever's in a good enough spot. But I definitely just think people who try to jump into this too early are gonna get burnt out. Not just mentally, but I think you're gonna lose all your money. Also, what's one more thing we've been going over every single stream? XOK. We've talked about XOK making its biggest moves away from this. And every time it gets up into this area, it just comes right back down. And every time it gets up under this area, it retakes it within the next 2-3 days. So I'm curious to see if tech can retake the 144s again. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but just genuinely this week and next week. Because this next week is really the big week. The news coming out today was not really expected. It was just more or less like, all right, when is something like this coming out, right? So we could expect the impact of news like this. That's why I don't swing over the weekends here recently. I actually swing over the weekend a lot. It's normally very safe. But if you know that there's either news or there's the potential of news coming out, like if we know something's going on overseas or something, Trump is going to fucking say something about it, guys. It's just the fact. It's the fact of the matter. So that's something else we'll be looking out for. But right now, I just like to keep things simple. I think too many people are going to try to overtrade this week. They're going to get burnt out. They're going to miss out on the easier market that might be after next week. Right? I think a lot of people are going to miss out on that because they're burning themselves out. I hope you guys don't burn yourself out, though, is what I'm trying to get at. I'm going to try to leave the chart like this so I think we can all be in the same page that, okay, we are in a fat-ass gap down, and we're most likely trying to magnet into this area right at the open. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, guys, buy calls. That's going to be profitable. It might not be. The volatility is all crazy right now. Implied volatility. The desperation to need to take a trade just because we made a big move too. A lot of people are going to be looking at this and going, I need to trade, I need to trade, I need to trade. And they're going to make mistakes. So hopefully you guys don't follow that through. And good morning, by the way. Hopefully you guys had a good extra long weekend. Good to see you all. Thank you guys again. I'm just thankful to be here. Really glad to hear from you all. I bought my puppy I almost said just straight up a gator. I bought my puppy a little toy gator thing, like floats in the water and shit. She loves it. And buy shares, run it hot. It is January 20th. Can you guys believe we're already towards the end of the first month of the new year? I'll be honest, though. I've seen people be like, man, this year's flying by. I'm like, man, I feel like it's been going kind of slow. I thought January was kind of slow, but maybe that's just me. I guess everyone perceives time a little differently. Some of us are still in 2025. Some of us are damn near getting into 2027. I don't know why you'd want to already jump a year, but yeah, they're doing it. Did anyone do anything cool this weekend? Feel free to share in the stream chat, guys. Any cool things this weekend? Any new shows, new movies? Anybody in here sleep horribly this weekend? Anybody have an amazing amount of sleep this weekend? See? Not just about the negatives, sometimes it's the positives. I know some people in my chat like opened up their like brokerage account or like opened up a chart on their phone this morning when they woke up. I know for a fact this is what happened. Opened up their chart, saw the $10 or more gap down, and are like, I'm not gonna trade today. A ton of people are probably just chilling today. You slept really good? Nice. I'm actually happy to hear that. Very important too, Rigney, with you coming back to work soon. Good to be reset in a peaceful manner. Slept a lot, watched Running Man, thought that was decent. Oh, that's the one with Tatum, right? He like hides on buildings and shit. Or am I thinking of a different one? Slept. Gary. Yeah, I slept. I don't know if I'd say it was a lot. I'm happy to hear that though, if it was a lot. Today? Oh, that's right, you did say Tuesday. Damn, Rigney, that's crazy, man. You really had a lot of time off, man. I want you to know that that's not normal. For your kind of job, it might be, though. But for most people, that's not normal. I think it's super cool, though. I think it's like it's cool. You have like a little season to take off. You're like, all right, time to grind the rest of the year. I think it's cool how much time you get. Oh, Roof Man. Which one is Running Man? Bro, these man movies are fucking me. The Running Man. Oh, this was one of the newer ones. I had not seen this. This has Michael Cera in it, though. That's the only reason I know this movie exists. Michael Cera is absolutely hilarious. Slept most of the weekend. That sounds like a good-ass weekend. Good to see you again, by the way, Rox. I saw you typing earlier. Slept a lot. It's cold here. Oh, it's so fucking cold here too. Well, it's been warming up, but it was. It's very weird. One day it was literally like pushing into the 70s, and then the very next day, I shit you not, we were talking about how we could see 39 degrees. It was like, what the fuck? How is this good for the ground? I don't know how many people in here around Texas, but Texas has very volatile weather. I mean, I shit you not. There are people here that have probably witnessed snowstorms, the heat of the sun, and hurricanes all within like a 4 month span. It's fucking crazy here. You would think you like signed up for some like extreme climate weather area or something. It's actually insane. Rigney, Maddie, how's the weather? Knowing damn well how his weather is because you're there. Shitty. Rigney's just asking because he wants you to repeat what he already knows. I need to bust out my snow shovel, but it's damn cold. Dude, I don't blame you. I hope you take an off day and warm up. Oh, my bad. You said you watched Friday Night Lights and the Man movie. What the hell? Landman. Which one's this? Running Man, Roof Man, Landman. Oh, this is the one with Billy Bob Thornton. I think I saw my mom watching this show. She said it was really, really good. I can attest to Texas batshit crazy weather. Yeah, it's actually crazy. I say it every time, but there's no way it's good for the ground. Yup, that's Massachusetts. Is it the same in Massachusetts? Do y'all deal with the same weather? It's just crazy volatile every week. Every week is a new episode. Your mom's a G. I won't let my mom's probably watch more shows than any one of us combined. More shows and movies than any one of us combined. Cause she doesn't sleep. She'll like go to bed at like 8 or 9, right? But then she'll wake up at midnight, go back to sleep, and then she'll wake up at 2, and then she won't go back to sleep. She'll stay up all night, go to work, do whatever, and then bam. So she has like an extra 8 hours where all of us would be sleeping. So she just watches shit. I don't know. My mom is genuinely not human. You watched Landman 2? Great show. Dude, it looked good. And every time I'd go in there and see her watching, I'd be like, what the hell? It'd be a different Billy Bob Thornton scene. I'd be like, wow, this is definitely awesome. Just getting a series of him just saying cool ass things. Maddie, me and your mom are going to have a Landman withdrawal. Oh, Maddie, me and your mom are going to have Landman withdrawal. Yeah, I heard it is that good. Y'all sound like anime viewers for like One Piece. It's like, no, you don't understand. It's really, really, really good. You gotta watch it, you know. I don't know. Some people get a little overboard with it, but when you can tell someone like really, really, really likes the show, it's like, I might as well try it out. I've seen so many of you say Landman. I think that's out of the like past like few months of streams. I think Landman's the most mentioned show or movie in here. Lord help us, lol. We're going to get more cold front soon. Single digits. Oh, that's right. But you're way up there though. See, I don't got to worry about that single digit pain. It's like stupidly rare that I will see that. I can only imagine, man. Though, Alexis, is it windy a lot where you live? Because I'll be honest, I don't think I would be bitching if it was that cold. If it was like dry, but if it's like windy and shit, oh fuck no. I'm gonna be crying. The night manager. Okay, y'all need to hold up. I need to make a list. Every time you guys have done this, I've just created a list of all the shows and movies, and then I end up watching it over the next couple months. I'm just gonna do that right now. We got Landman, Running Man, Roof Man, Ceiling Man, Flying Man, Running Man. Oh, I already said that one. Swimming Man. The Night Manager. Why does that actually sound really good? I always look up what y'all send too. Oh, the Night Manager's got some actors in it. It's got motherfucking Loki in it. We have been. Oh, the Night Manager is badass. Okay. My girlfriend put me on a cartoon called Primal. It was pretty great. Why do I feel like I've actually heard of that one? This might be the first one I've heard of today. I do recognize this thumbnail. I won't lie. I do recognize this thumbnail. I don't think I've seen it though. Is it actually really good? I think that's another thing in my streams too. Somebody will always be like, my girlfriend or my wife showed me this, and they were like, and I kind of liked it, or it was really good. And then I end up seeing it, I'm like, damn, that was really good. What the fuck? Okay, it's on HBO Max. I can check it out. What kind of cartoon is it though? Because that thumbnail definitely throws you off. At the dawn of evolution, a caveman and a dinosaur on the brink of extinction bond over unfortunate tragedies and become each other's only hope for survival in a treacherous world. Hmm. Yeah, I got the Night Manager written down, Rocks. I wrote that one down. I recently watched Roofman. It was decent. Oh, Mansion at Benz's. I have seen something similar to this then. There's an actual movie that's exactly this. There's no talking the whole time. It's like a caveman era human. And he like befriends like a big ass like saber-tooth tiger or some shit or a wolf or something. There's like no talking the whole movie. I think one time he speaks. I think they're speaking one time where he speaks to the animal. But like yeah, there's like no talking in it. You're just watching like a visual thing. It kind of reminds me of like the 1917 movie where it's more focused on like the camera angles and the shots more than it is like I know it's a cartoon, but it's the same thing. That I got to write down then. All right, we got Primal. We got all the man shows and movies on here. Even though I have seen Roofman already. We got Night Manager. We got Primal. See, this is what production looks like, guys. You could also be looking at a gap down fib chart while talking about movies and shows. By the way, guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream. I'm just trying to keep the vibes up because I know today's market isn't going to be the greatest. And if you guys are going to waste your time, might as well enjoy it. Also, thank you guys again now that I have all of you here. Thank you guys again for absolutely blowing up my shorts last night. I don't know who all helped with that, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Check these out, though. I put up 4 last night. I actually only meant to put up 3, but my dumbass put this one up on a scheduled post, and then I put 12 a.m., not 12 p.m., so it went up last night. But yeah, check that out if you guys haven't already. I'll be putting up a lot more. I already have 3 or 4 more scheduled. I think 4 more. So I already have some made and ready to go. My favorite one that I made is not going to be going up until Sunday, though. And then I'd say this is the other one that I had a lot of fun making. I'd say it's because the music was actually pretty good. But yeah, check that out if you guys haven't already. I had a lot of fun making those. And I'm going to make some more later today. It was like almost 1 o'clock and I was making those and I was like, what the fuck? What am I doing? Go to sleep, dude. I was just having a lot of fun making it. Me and Sinful used to make like literally hundreds of those like meme posts and like all those different things for the Instagram back in the day. And we got that Instagram like well above like I think it's at like 16,000 sub or followers now. But we don't even use it anymore. So I was like, man, I should just download some of these and put these on my YouTube or make more. So I did both. I downloaded a couple of the good ones, and then I started making some more, and I'm gonna make even more now because they are very fun to make. I didn't realize how easy views they were though, because I know those aren't all you guys, but those shorts are weird. One of them will like run up to like 2,000 views, and then it'll just suddenly stop. Like I don't understand how that works. So I need to research if that setting I've been touching is doing anything. There's a setting that's called allow. I don't remember the name of it, but basically it says allow your subscribers to be like notified. Hey, this video just went up. You can actually take that off, and the trick is that if you take that setting off, no, it won't notify your subscribers. Hey, this guy just uploaded a short, so you won't get that benefit. But apparently, it does keep like it keeps it in the algo or something longer or something like that for more views to be seen or better traction. I actually have zero clue what I'm talking about. But that setting does do something. So I want to research what the F. I thought you were just up posting. I mean, some of them I was. Some of them I was just straight up posting them. Because some of them were already done. But some of them I had to go like make or recreate because they weren't. I wasn't able to do it. So it was kind of a mix. I was making some of them, and then some of them it was just like copy paste basically. I wouldn't say what I was doing was hard. It was definitely just time and energy. I'll be honest to you, I put on this compilation thing of like Oni plays. I just sat there for like 5 hours. I was just listening to them crack jokes while I was making those. At the time flew. I didn't mean to do it that long. I was trying to go to bed early last night. Time just got away from me. It was fun though, and I hope you guys enjoyed those because I'm gonna make a lot more of those, and I think it's just something fun outside of the streams, and all the posts I do in the chat. Because I post Spy, SPX, the sectors, like I post all this stuff every day, every week. So I think it's cool to have something like that that's just recreational on the side for everybody. And it's not like I'm getting rich off those shorts. That would be cool though. Get rich, send everybody in chat enough money to buy one Tesla share. Actually, I would not give people Tesla nowadays. I think I'd be gifting like something from Maddie's portfolio. I would just take Matty Ice's phone and I'd be like, all right, what's this guy got? Show me what you got. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Traffic is horrible today. Not paying much attention to the charts, so I'm relying on UB. No, you're good. Honestly, I'm going to be just chatting a lot today. So if you guys came here to vibe, you're going to have a great time. If you came here to trade and hear about trading a lot, we can go over stuff, sure. But I think anybody in here trying to trade this right here, right now, is definitely not going to be trading next year. It's that simple. How many of you, though, opened up your phone and went to whatever app you use and saw SPY down $9-10? Because I did that this morning and I was genuinely like, what the fuck? But it was more in the sense of like, holy crap, that's crazy. Not in the sense of like, oh my god, this was unforeseen. Big news, big event coming out this week. Wow, who would have saw that coming? Like, I'm sorry. If you weren't even somewhat aware that there was news that could potentially come out this week, you might be the problem. We're not even trying to be mean, but I think a lot of people that aren't in our server, like around the communities, I think a lot of them got fucked. I think a lot of them got fucked today. And you see it too in the Discord. This is why I replied to Kevo in my channel last week, because he was like, boss MCD coming up, and I said we already trimmed in TP. Though a second entry does look good, I'm gonna wait until next week for new swings because I don't know what's gonna happen over the weekend. It's not like it was just Saturday and Sunday. Like we had Monday off too. So yeah. But definitely check out this video. Even with this gap down, a lot of what I talked about is still on point. I know I'm not making any trades today, Rocks. I'll tell you straight up. Rocks. I am not taking shit today, brother. You need to truly put value too into your trades, like not just in the sense of like I want to take good trades, so I'm gonna space them out, be patient, and stuff like that. I more mean like if let's say you're out there trading 10 times a week, right? You can't possibly sit there and tell me all 10 of those are high quality. There's no way you got 10 setups in 1 week. That's just not a thing. Unless you're going for like small moves, you know? So think about every time you enter a trade or go into the market or risk your money. It's something that should provide value for you. You should be looking at that and be like, wow, I love this trade potential. You know, you shouldn't look at that and go, man, I hope this works. Start crossing your fingers as soon as you entered. That's a no. So if you guys don't have the strength, I'll just tell you straight up. If you don't have the strength to sit here and look at stuff like this and talk to me in here, and not overtrade or not put yourself in trades you told yourself you wouldn't otherwise take, then just leave the stream. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Just leave the stream. I'll see you tomorrow. If you guys have the strength, we'll be chilling. And see all those people that just tried to shut up buy the dip at the open, they're not happy right now. They might be in about 10 minutes if that pumps a new high, though. I bought shares. I'm just here for the vibes. Good shit. I think a lot of people, too, are going to be like, oh, my God, we're down so much. Like, and they're going to feel the bearish, like, intention, the bearish pressure that the market has now. But I'm sorry. If you weren't feeling that before this weekend, you're late. Not to the point of, like, oh, let me just lotto some shorts in case Trump tweets something. Like, no, I mean, sometimes you need to understand there's a time to be trading and there's a time to be off risk, you know, risk off. This was definitely one of these few weeks that we're going to be saying that. Said it towards the end of last week. We're probably going to be saying that towards the end of this week, going into next week, because next week is where all the big news is at. Today was just an extra shock. Still important news, don't get me wrong. But yeah. And anytime if you guys ever feel lost, go to briefing.com. I really love reading on this shit. Sometimes you can just go straight down to the first paragraph. Sometimes you go to the very bottom and get a lot of your information. But no update on that yet. In about 1 minute, that should have a briefing update. You can go back to it and see if there's a update there. Bought some shares of. Drum roll, please. Trump coin started 2 days in a year ago from now. Damn. I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've seen a Trump coin chart. Out of all the stupid charts and crypto charts I get spammed over the years, I don't think I've actually ever seen the Trump coin chart. How much is it worth? Or like, what's the cost of a single Trump coin? Kimberly Clark. I have heard of this name. This is real estate, is it not? Oh, it's a staple. You know, I don't hate this. I need to see it hold longer and after the earnings, but this is not a bad find. I really like that monthly. I bet the weekly's really sexy too. Yes, it is. Careful with earnings. Because I'm only saying careful because it might bring another big move soon, but that is not a bad find, Matty. Salute to Matty Ice. So I'm glad we've gone over our stock picks over the years, because now I can actually reflect and be like, oh, wow, yeah, good job, Matty. Instead of being like, yo, Matty, that was a lucky pick you had there. It's like, no, Matty's done this time and time again. Not like I would ever say that to someone anyway. That's just shitty. Hey, man, I think you got lucky. I don't think you're actually good at trading at all. Like, that's just crazy to say. And it has a 5% div. That's insane. Oh, the other Josh in chat? It's like Grain or Brown name Josh in the Discord. Yeah, shout out that guy. He's actually pretty cool. He's not like me, he actually is a Josh. Josh is supposed to be like cool, calm, and collected. Oh, fraternity Josh. Oh, that guy's a goat too, though. I actually went into his stream last week and I was like, I just typed like this huge positive love message, and he didn't even read it. He's got so many fucking messages now. He doesn't even see anything now. I'm not talking shit. He generally is like got so many messages in there. Yeah, I like that guy. I've been a fan of him for a long time. He's like one of the few big traders I've looked at, and I've been like, wow, this guy actually is like kind of cool to listen to. I haven't spent. I can't. That's why I don't promote him too much because I don't actually go in there and watch his streams a lot. But if I'm ever like laying in bed and I'm sick, I will just straight up pull his stream up and I'll just be like, oh, what's the market doing? And I know that I could just look at his chart real quick. I don't have to like stress. Him, the Chart Norris guy on Twitter, and then Stephen Bigelow, rest in peace. But Stephen Bigelow, I'd say those are like the only three people I've actually looked at their things and been like, wow, this is nice. Whether it's getting motivation from, inspiration from, or like looking back at it, just kind of double test something. Like maybe he's posted something that I also posted. I'm like, wow, what's this? Sometimes it's nice to just someone you look up to. It's nice to like double confirm with what they have. Like a lot of you do it with me, but sometimes I do that with like bigger traders with like my macroeconomic theories. Like let's say I think the gold is going to go up. Why? Defensive. I'll go and I'll see, are they saying the similar things? And if they are, I'm like, wow, okay, nice. I'm on par. Now, not every literal thing I will go check with them, but it is just nice to sometimes see the macros are working. It's like, oh, okay, bet. Because a lot of people right now are like, why has gold been pumping? It's like, are you stupid? What do you mean, why is gold pumping? Are staples pumping? No. Is tech pumping? No. The market's dumping. So of course gold would get some hedging there. Makes sense. Money doesn't just disappear. People, money doesn't just disappear. When people take profit, it doesn't just go away. It doesn't go into their banks. When big money take profit, it goes into other sectors. It goes into other markets, other global markets. Whether it's gold, crypto, commodities, I don't know, I don't care. It happens. So it's very important you understand not just the sectors and how it works with SPY, but that whole template is how everything works. The global markets, that's how everything works. So if you understand the sectors, you understand a lot. Yeah, he only reads the paid one, but he has so many people. That's the only thing he can do. He's got so many people now. But he does this shit, man. He streams like almost every day. He'll start his stream before mine, and then a lot of the time he's doing like a full day stream. You go in there at the end of the day and he bros on like Battlefield 6, He's just doing his thing. I respect that a lot. That's something I've always wanted to in my streams, is to be able to just do what I want. Like, I think if I want to sit here and just talk and not trade something today, I should be able to do that. If I want to do my first part of my stream with just straight up charts and stuff and us going over stuff and trading and stuff, and then the second half of the stream, maybe I want to go play Battlefield 6, then I'll go do it. I don't give a shit. I think some people take it, like in the beginning, I was trying to be too personal and too professional about everything. Like with my streams, that is. Like I'd get on here, it's like, all right, guys, look, we're doing this is today. I'll talk all damn day long. There's people in my streams who just don't type because I just talk so much. It's like, when do they even have time to get the word in? So I think the freedom of being able to do what you want on your streams is very cool, and that's definitely something he taught me. Whether I don't know, he doesn't even know I exist. It's like, it's not because I have a stream of my own that he's gonna know I exist. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to learn from stuff like that. Because I'm not like a professional streamer or anything. I've been doing this shit for a long time, but it's not like I'm that great at it. So sometimes it's kind of nice to be like, all right, what does this guy do? How does he seem normal? And it's funny too, because like we've had over 1,000 people in these streams before on a daily basis. We've been at the highs, we've been at the lows where it's even less people, way less people. But I have definitely learned that like the freedom of doing what I want is the most important thing. It does not matter how many clicks I'm getting, how many views I'm getting. If there's 30 of you listening, it's probably just as impactful as 3,000 of you listening, in my honest opinion. But it really depends on the person. Because if you go to like that frat Josh guys chat, there's a lot of really good people in there. Probably, I'm not going to sit there and vouch and say I know every single one of them because it's not like I'm there all the time. But it's just cool. There is a thing where big communities can be positive. Not every big community is going to have that like that overhead. You know what I mean? I think that's what I've always been scared about is the overhead because I've experienced it. I've literally had the burnout before of having over 1,000 people actively talking in my streams every day, and the next thing you know, I don't because I'm burnt out. I got to get out of it. It's a lot of people, man. I think it takes a special kind of person to be able to to do that. And I know some of you are going to be like, well, man, if I had thousands of viewers, it'd be easy. It's like, at first, sure, like you'd think, but sometimes it gets to you. And I'm not the strongest mental person either. I have bipolar and I deal with my problems. Nothing special. Everyone has their deals, but it definitely gets to you. Because I would take like every comment to heart, like every single comment to heart. Nowadays, it's like, I don't give a fuck. But you don't have that mentality in the beginning. So it really does mess with you. If I got guys saying this, I believe that. If I got guys saying this, I believe it. It's just like new low of day, by the way, on Spy. It's a different energy when you've got high number of members, plus the trash is harder to take out. Yeah, I think that is it. Asa. Carter will never let Asa die, and I love it. It doesn't need to die. It just needs to be lightly propped up. Asa. Back before Tide Pods and stuff, man. Asa. Or was that? No, that was definitely pre. That was pre. Eating Tide Pods time skip. If anybody got that time skip joke, you're based. It is good to see you, though, Carter. I hope you're having an excellent morning. This morning, I've just been hanging out, talking about shit. I'm probably going to go over some stuff with Aloha here in a second. But the rest of you are, of course, free and totally fine to watch. Aloha, aloha, aloha. I think this is probably the perfect day to go over stuff Aloha because, well, self-explanatory. The market. Probably a great time to make ourselves a little bit busy. I would like to point one thing out there, guys. Please definitely go check through your sectors. Just because I'm over here saying I'm not trading doesn't mean that you don't have to. There are plenty of charts moving and stuff. I'm just talking about my personal comfortability levels. Don't let me project onto you and you do exactly what I'm doing. Do what you want. Think for yourself, brother. Hug me, brother. No trades for me, but watching the CDO be lost and see if we test PML. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I was looking to see if we hold CDO, can we magnet up to at least the 50%? With of course the other scenario being if we break CDO, can we make it to pre-market low? And that's what Carter just re-pointed out again, just kind of show everybody what we're looking at. Which I think it's still good mental gymnastics, mental practice to go through this stuff, like you just did, Carter. Like I don't imagine a world where you're actually going to trade this, but I am happy to see you actually going through this in your mind. Because what if we were making lunch? Oh, you have to make lunch before work. That's right. I was like, what? It's like 10 o'clock where you're at. Wait, what's for lunch though? Now you got me kind of interested. All right, SF, what did I say we were going to talk about this week? I am asking myself that, not really you. I'm sure you know. Oh, you sent something. This is gold? Which one is this? Is this the one that I was glazing? Yeah, I'm not going to lie, SF. I have so many people that are like in the chat or know me from Twitter or YouTube, and they always ask me, like, which video should I just watch? You know, they always ask me, like, if you could just watch like one or two videos of your own, which one would you watch so I could get a general gist? It used to be Workshop 11. I used to just shut up say Workshop 11, Workshop 11. But all that does is show the plotting of everything, right? It does have the thinking behind it a little bit, but these videos, like this one you sent, it's actually a pair of videos. It should be. Yeah, these two. These are both from a stream. You know, it's funny. Less than 100 views, 120 views. Yet, I truly believe these are like, in 18 and a half minutes, you'll get everything you need to know about my system if you just watch those two videos. Because it's actually the same thing. It's just I cut them up. But I'm actually impressed how many people always have reach out to me and be like, yo, how do I trade your system? And then I link them a video that doesn't have like a million views and they're not interested. It's like, what? If that video had 10 million views, they'd be like, oh my God, why everyone's using this? I need to use this. It's like, why do you want to use the thing everyone is using? That is so weird to me. I think people think about it backwards. Because you have no, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have an idea, actually. I was about to say you have no clue, but actually, I bet a lot of you have a good idea. How many strategies have blown up and just gone quiet over the years? You know? Where did the ICT crowd go? Where did the Keltner channel Bollinger Band crowd go from when I first started? Where did the TTM squeeze users go? Where did all these traders go that had all these fancy ideas for all these fancy things? All of them are gone. They broke. They lost all their money. Because all that shit doesn't work. If everyone is using it, how can you expect it to work? Actually makes no sense to me. But yeah, my point basically just summed it all up. These two videos here, and that's why they're not member-only videos. I have these as public videos for my streams. Because I truly believe these two videos alone are just like good, quick sneak peeks for somebody who wants to join my channel. And that's a big reason why I've stopped putting up more videos. Because I'm literally just putting up the same video over and over and over and over and over again. Some of them have different titles. Maybe I'm focused on talking about something else each video. A couple of these, actually. But a lot of them are just me talking about context. Like, I truly believe context is the most important and most powerful word in trading. Context. So, yeah. And I hope anybody here, if you haven't seen it, you know, don't be don't be like shy of that shit. Go watch it. Go watch them. You're hearing me talk in my streams all the time anyway. You might as well go watch 18 more minutes of my voice. To pay attention to the gist of the system. If you aren't paying attention to the things I talk about in those videos, you're not trading my system. And I get a lot of questions too by a lot of innocent traders, I would say. People that are genuinely just trying to get answers from me. They have no malicious intent. Like Nardo Baby is one that comes to mind. But I get a ton of questions from people too who are like, well, why don't you use emergent candles anymore? Why don't you use this and that anymore? You can. You totally can. All I have done is taken scissors to my chart and I've trimmed how many levels I'm looking at. A lot of the time, I'm looking at the same exact thing as anybody who's using emergent candles still. That's the funny part. And if you go, another weird thing too You could literally just fill up this chart with PDCPs or control points, and it would also be fine. That's the craziest thing, right? You could use emergent candles, you could use 50%, you could use neither if you wanted, and you'd still have a great time. I think it's important to understand that it's not how you're getting your level. It's understanding the context that are going through those levels. Nowhere to be bearish, nowhere to be bullish, nowhere to be bullish to, nowhere to be bearish to. You know, maybe there's a target, not necessarily being bearish or bullish, but where to be bullish or bearish to and from, and you know, just again context. Like I said, it's like a murder mystery movie. Like it would be kind of weird if we went through the whole movie and there was not a single kill or any kind of mystery stuff going on. It's like, well, what the fuck is this? You know, 1 out of 10 thumbs down that movie. But then you go see a movie where they give you some context clues in the beginning, some more in the middle. You get to the end, and you're able to make maybe a guess at who the killer could be, but you're not going to 100% be right. You know, it's gathering context clues, using your intuition, using your brain. You know, being yourself to get to that outcome, to get to that conclusion of like, oh, I think it's this guy, or oh, I think if this does this, this is going to hold that. You know, everything I just said could be summed up into one word: conditional. You just got to be conditional. If this does this, I do that. If that does this, I do that. And it's funny because people like try to do that on the fly, and it's like, well, you can't do it on the fly. If I'm in the middle of a trade and I start changing up the things I'm going to do, well, that's constantly moving the bar. That's why you got to state these things before you do them and then follow up with that as best as you can. So you can actually take away, oh, I entered this trade, did this, and it did well. Great. I'm going to try to recreate that. Oh, I did this and I failed, but it was a calculated loss. Awesome. Nice. Let me review that. What candlesticks could have helped me get out of that earlier? Or maybe you got out at the right time. You know, what you need to review that and see, did you? You shouldn't be, you know, always looking for like reviews and stuff. Like you genuinely need to be reviewing it yourself so you can understand the distinction between the two, or between whatever you're looking at. So in the moment you do it, you know, and before you're even in the trade, you should be planning that out. That shouldn't be something you're talking about afterwards with yourself and moving the bar. It doesn't really help you if you're constantly moving the bar. That'd be like if I was like, hey, shoot this basketball from here to here, and if you make it, I'll give you $10. But then every time you shoot, I start fucking moving it. That'd be kind of a scam. You know? So that's what you're doing to yourself when you're doing that, is you're constantly pushing those out. You're pushing yourself away. You're pushing the bar. You're making it more difficult to do what you're trying to do. Turkey sandwich and pizza for breakfast? Jesus Christ. To be 20 again. A loss puts you closer to a win, or something like that. Wait, what? A loss puts you closer to a win? Sandwiches for lunch? Oh, I was hoping, considering you already ate the pizza. I'm not eating both for breakfast. Thank you for making that clear. That's funny. Bro, you realize half the people on my stream just like raise their eyebrows at your message, right, Rigney? Turkey sandwich and a pizza for breakfast. I raised my eyebrows at that. I was like, what are you doing with yourself? Why are you tormenting yourself like that? Probability, follow your system, a loss is. Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about something else. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, kind of like a pacing thing. And that's the thing you have to kind of figure out on your own. Like, as you go through trading, as you create those trades for yourself, as you succeed and as you fail, like you'll start to find your own comfortability zones. Be like, oh, okay, this and that. I like this. I like doing that. You'll even start to point out things to yourself, like a lot of like Carter's trades have been revolved around like, how are we moving away from CDO? You know, did I break it and then retest away from it? Awesome, like that. You know, he's focused on probably the most important level, but he's focused on a particular level. He's focused on trying to recreate the same thing. He's not putting a cookie cutter around the chart and saying it has to do this for me to want to trade it. But he's definitely setting himself up like a cookie cutter where he's just kind of looking for similar setups, right? They're not going to all be exactly the same, red candle, green candle, red candle, high or low. It's not going to all be the exact same. So I think that's really what it is just finding your niche approach and then just doing it over and over again as much as you can without making it up, without forcing it. That's why, and I think that's why I've like reverted into the whole CDO, watch your control point, watch your gap 50%, because I'm more or less focused on, I know these emerging candles are here. I know these levels are here. I know pre-market lows here. I know previous days here. Like, those levels are there in my head still. I'm looking at all of them still. But on the chart, I want there to visually only be those levels that are creating those directional moves, right? So if I'm breaking CDO, and this isn't the first time I've seen struggle, I have to understand that whatever the next key level is underneath is most likely a great target, right? Like in today's case, like with what me and Carter kind of broke down earlier, under CDO, what are we looking at? PML. What are we looking at if they retake CDO? Current day high. Over current day high, what do we got? The magnet area, the 50%. Right? You see how I'm always like able to track onto something else? I'm always able to say something next. There's always a next. There's never just, what do I do? I guess I just hold. I guess I just guess a bunch. I guess I try to get lucky. Like, that's actually just stupid. So setting conditions for yourself, sticking to it, trying to find your niche trades. What are trade setups you really like? What are some ones that you really want to dive into more and stay on top of? God, that sounded sus. But yeah, I don't know. Feel free to add on to that if anybody wants to or whatever. But I think those are important too. And SF, I hope you're here too. Oh, God, I hope you're here. Because this is all good, just like baseline stuff that could be applied to literally everything we do. The intuition of things, you're going to learn that over time, setting conditions for yourself, finding your niche trades. I would make sure you have that at least written down so you remind yourself, oh, I need to be looking for this. I need to be looking for that. Yep. Good. 4-hour FEG bounce into a 33-minute Kelter channel at the 4-minute fib pitchfork into the 43 EMA is my head and butter. Is my bread and butter. I just said head and butter. I really thought that said head and shoulders, and then I read butter. I don't know why. My brain actually just split into 3. Some of you are left brain, some of you are right brain, some of us are third brain. It's where we use the tiny tail end of our brain. And that's it. Everything else, dead in the water. CDO held. Oh, CDO hold to new high of day. Good looks. And yeah, hitting current day high is kind of crazy. When you're looking at like rebound trades like this, like I'm on the 5-minute because I'm just chilling. But why does it keep doing that? There we go. I think it's because yesterday's MLK day, and when I do 2-day, I'm thinking this is the day it should be counting, but it's actually counting the day that didn't happen. So when I do that, it's just zooming on to today, so it keeps throwing me off. But what I was trying to get at is when you're looking at, I would say like retake trades, you need to be on the 1-minute or the 2-minute or the 3-minute. You need to be under the 5-minute time frame. I would say definitely draw your conclusions from the 5-minute though. Like, oh, it retook, nice. Let me go down to this to see if I can get a higher low of that, and stuff like that. Setting it up all in the 5-minute and higher is fine. But I would definitely say under the 5-minute is where we need to be taking those trades for just quick and out. Because think about it, if you're taking a trade under current day open to pre-market low, that's only the first level right there. So we shouldn't be thinking that, oh, if it breaks that, we're going to the floor. Yes, we'll probably go down more if pre-market low breaks. That's an obvious conclusion. But to sit there and say a 10% drop after that should happen is just wild. And then vice versa. Retaking the current day open hitting current day high as our first initial target. Not only is that like a tempo kind of thing, if it holds above it, it's more bullish. If it's rejecting it, we understand, yeah, that was a nice impulse move, but it's still going to struggle, understanding that. And then on top of that, the 1 minute is just going to be more helpful because you'll actually see from your 5 minute or higher time frame setups where it's doing what it wants to do, right? And that's how you set your conditions. Oh, it's retaking the level that I have drawn for my 5 minute. Nice. This stuff is showing some extra buying pressure. Like speak that shit out loud to yourself. The context. Talk out loud to yourself. Be your own little streamer. Notify yourself. What is this? What is that? Why does that mean that? What is the context? What I'm doing is not special. I am just reading what the chart is saying. We have just gotten into a certain way of saying things. It's like we learned some language not everybody knows, and we're just having a great time with it. And all we're doing isn't that special. I would honestly say that. I would honestly say us just reading context, it's not even that crazy of a strat. But it is so impactful, it's so powerful, and I feel like a lot of people ignore a lot of that context because they're so caught up in just the last two candles. They don't care about what happened at today's open. They don't care about what happened since today's open. They're just right here in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, They're caught up in the current price. So they're not thinking about context as much. And that's just my theory. I don't know for a fact why everybody isn't reading context when it is genuinely like breathing. I mean, it's like something already. It's not like somebody taught you, hey, these are context clues. Like, no, you just learn that over time. It's just experience. So I think that's why. I think it's just because not a lot of people think about it that way. I don't think it's because they're like stupid or because they're incapable of that. Like, no, I just think they're not paying attention. Which I think is really easy to back that up when you think about how many people are constantly on their phones while driving or on their phones every 5 seconds. It's like you can see where that attention span decay is really like gotten to this. The context clues of the chart have been more helpful than anything. If something was breaking down under a certain level and that happened 3 months ago and we rise back up to that level, we're going to know, hey, we were bearish last time we were here. Like, understanding that, like, the context clues are just, I just think it's so simple and it's so impactful. I think that's why I talk about it so highly. I'm not trying to make it seem like you're stupid if you don't know this. It's just like, I really do think it's powerful because you can apply this to any strategy, any chart. It doesn't matter. Everything has context. Literally everything has context. All these charts we look at. So I think it just speaks to the power of how important they can be and how easier it can make trading. Just context. Just put that at the top of the notes, SF. Just context. If you're writing anything down, context. Oh, we're hitting this zone, or oh, we're hitting this level, or oh, we're hitting this supply or demand. Like, you don't know what it is, go look, find it out. Anytime in my stream, if I don't know what something is, I redraw the chart or I go search and be like, all right, what is this? I try to figure it out. What is this? Has this been, were we bullish last time we were here? Were we bearish? What happened last time we were here? I'm looking at the context. What happened last time? Is that going to happen perfectly this time? No. And should you also be in the mindset of understanding that you probably will be experiencing more dip buying than anything else? It's because you are in an uptrend. On most of these charts, you're just in a big uptrend. So yeah, you should be in the understanding too that you're probably going to be more bullish than bearish a lot of times. But you need to be in the understanding of, okay, but what are my conditions and triggers for this getting worse, or what can make the chart consolidate? It's not just about going up and down. Sometimes there's reset candles, there's impulse moves, there's reaction moves, there's, like I said, those days that just have to happen. Not every day is going to be perfect. Not every day is going to be an emerging day. Some days are going to be just a little slower. Some days are going to be more of a consolidation. Some days are part of a whole week of a process. And then sticking to doing the same thing over and over again. I find it amazing how people will be like, well, this month I was doing all 5 minute to 1 minute scalps and I was doing fine. And then I switched it up because I wanted to try something new. And now I'm doing the 15 minute down to the 3, or I'm doing this. It's like, why are you switching shit up? Just stick to whatever makes you comfortable and stick to it. Stop changing stuff up. So if you're someone who really loves weekly time frame swings, stick to it. Don't let my daily swings fuck you up. My swings are short term, yours are not. And vice versa. So find, like I said, find your niche trades, find your niche. What do you like? What do you enjoy? What's comfortable? What do you understand the most? What do you like? What makes you money? If we're getting down to it, and stick to it. But don't try to sit there and cookie cutter every chart and be like, well, this is actually my setup. Oh, this is actually my setup. No, it isn't. Stop forcing it. You know. So I'd say that was the big gist of what I wanted you to hear again, was just context. Context is so fucking important. And think about that too in just life. Imagine, imagine, I don't know. There's so many things I could use that as an example, but you just find your own example. I don't want to make that one up, but overall, what I'm trying to get at is think about that in life, where there's so many situations where something was not totally clear. Imagine if you didn't get the whole picture, right? And then you saw that part of it. You're like, what the fuck? And you reacted a certain way. It's because you didn't have the context of like, oh, this happened and that happened. You'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. Sometimes we overreact because we don't understand. So it's just super important to use context clues. Also, by the way, great job, anybody who's just been updating this while I've just been ranting the whole stream. This is still just going up higher, and we are getting closer and closer to the magnet area that we talked about, getting towards that 50% level here. We said we'd most likely get on and test pre-market low to see if things could get worse or if we could magnet towards that level. But I have not been sitting here calling out today. I'm not trading. But yeah, I wanted to get that out in case somebody is here trying to pay attention to this. Say what you want, but I've lost over 100K using this method. Makes sense. Good. And SF, do you have any questions or anything for me? We can go over some more stuff too. I just want to make sure you're all good, or if you have anything on your mind that you want to get out, please do. Of course, everybody else is allowed to answer. I'm not just talking to SF, but feel free to also engage in on that if you want. Look at the current day open doing king things. Yeah, it is generally the king. What the hell? What? It moved as soon as I wanted to touch it? That's crazy. God, isolate that sentence? That didn't sound good either. And look, the low, the higher low, it's always that second thing. Anybody who's heard me say the second thing a million times. Scrambled eggs and ham with toast and bacon. Jesus, dude. Ham, toast, scrambled eggs, bacon. Fuck. I need to quit reading chat. Y'all are actually making me hungry. What is Bob eating for lunch? Or who else was having lunch besides Rigny and Maddie earlier? I forgot who typed that now. Brunch? Yeah, dude, that sounds so good. Hey man, it's only 9:30 here. It's breakfast here still, dog. Oh, I'm the biggest sucker for like toast, bacon, and eggs. I love it. Good morning, handsome man. Good morning, Fipo. Good to see you, brother. Good morning, driving from Kansas to. Am I stupid? Which one is it? North Dakota? Did anyone else pause when they read that? I was genuinely like, wait, what fucking state's ND? I was like, Nevada? Driving from Kansas. Dude, please be safe, Keith. That sounds like a large drive. You forget the Dakotas are states. So do the Dakotas. It's probably like people in Arkansas. Just empty, not even, I was going to say wasteland, but it's not a wasteland. It's just empty land. Empty ghost towns. Brown stewed chicken with rice. Oh, my bad. I didn't realize you were on like a, not like a diet, but you know what I mean. I guess it is a diet, actually. Why does that actually sound really good, though? Brown stewed chicken actually sounds kind of fire. What is 684.47? Is that one of those fib levels that we did? The drawdowns? Can I bacon those toast on my eggs? Jesus. I forget. Oh, wait, I already read that one. Might as well say it again. Just to shit on the Dakotas more. Wide open spaces. Yeah, actually crazy. A lot of places like that in the U.S. What brings you to? Actually, don't type a lot. You're driving. I was gonna sit here and try to have a conversation with Keith. I was gonna say, why is he going? But just be safe, man. And I'm glad you're listening in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Cause it's fire. That's why. Respect. Casually based Bob Johnson 1670. It's pretty cool. We got someone in here born from 1670. It's from October 29th to November 1st. Oh, the level. I was like, what? It's from October 29th to November 1st. October 29th to November 1st. Oh, it's, yeah, the drawdown. Never mind, you got it. So this should line up with what you just said then, right? Yep, that is the 684.47. Yeah, that's what I was speaking of. I was like, is that the drawdown? Good response. Okay, yeah, you're right. When I use the drawdown fibs, sometimes I add in like smaller time frame level. Like I added the all time high, the old all time high that I was watching, and then I added pre market low, and that was literally it. Just to give myself something around price, because you don't want to just look at the gap fib. But my main focus is the gap fib. Some people always think like it's because of the target. It's like no, it's like dude, they literally magnet to this. I don't know the stats, but I would be willing to bet like 8 times out of 10 they touch that before either continuing down or pumping. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, well, they always pump, they always dump after that. No, they don't. But they do a lot of the time test the 50% at the very least, and I think it just genuinely has something to do with value. I just think that's where the best value trading is going to be made, and I believe that to be why the current day open is so important, why the 50% of the previous day is so important. And when you think about it logically, it makes sense. When you think about the 50% of the previous day's price action will tell me if I'm more bullish or bearish. Wow, like logically that just actually makes sense because it's the halfway point of something. That would make sense that that's the most passive point that you would be making this decisive direction from. You know what I mean? And then logically, it makes sense from the current day open because that's the starting point of each day. So it's like, duh. And then you throw in all that other stuff, and it just starts to like give yourself that like system, that comfort around those decisive levels. Like, okay, but from those, where can we go? And that's where you're like, well, you can go to pre-market low, you can go to previous day 50%, you can go to the previous day high. You know, you got all these other notable key levels. They're just not as key, I would say. I would say your CDO, your CPs, your 50% from your gap fib, those three are going to be your best decisive levels. And ever since I've started teaching this way, where I've just been like, all these other levels are good, but these are the ones you want. You know, ever since I've kind of switched into that zone, I feel like I've been seeing a lot more profitable traders in my chat. I have plenty of people who don't even rely on chat anymore, who don't even join the streams anymore. They're just doing their own thing. They go to work, they take a trade or two, they come back home. You know, they don't have time to talk to everybody. A lot of people in my chat are grown ass adults. I don't got a lot of children in here. And you'd be like, well, yeah, you can't be. You got to be 18. there's a lot of children that are above the age of 18. So I do respect a lot of you. I do appreciate a lot of you being here, but you just got to focus on the right shit, guys. Context clues, decisive levels, conditional formatting. You know, conditional thinking. If this, then that. I would say those are the three most key factor things on why our strategy is so simple and so fun to use for a lot of people in here. Once they click into it and they're like, oh, it's not just like, oh, above this indicator, sell to this indicator. You know, that's automated trading. You're trading something that a lot of people are trading. So it's not going to be high probability a lot more times than not. Whereas actually using your own brain and using your own thinking for yourself, to your advantage, reading the context clues, understanding that you like to trade a certain way and you're going to stick to it. You know, being selective, I would say, is a good way to say that. Damn, I almost typed 684.50 earlier, but didn't want to sound crazy. Nah, you're good. I mean, you guys can say fun targets and stuff. Just make sure you're not doing it for fun. Make sure you're pointing out why you think that. What was your path to thinking that? You know, why was that? And you could even say, Maddie, like Maddie, in your case, you could be like, well, I thought we would bounce towards 50%. I just didn't think we'd make it all the way to the 50%. So I thought 684.50 was a good enough level. You know, even just some bullshit reasoning like that is good enough because you're creating something for yourself, something to actually stick to, a condition. It's the drawdown fib. See, there you go. Oh, like what SF was pointing out as well. I'm honestly just glad that both of you had it marked. I've been drawing those levels the exact same way for months now. People are like asking how you get these levels, how do you get that? It's like, dude, they're free videos. Also, how do you guys like those videos in the Discord? Do you prefer those over the text post where it's just a lot of typing for me? But I think the videos are better because they provide a lot more context, but it does suck that someone has to actually go watch it in the Discord. But I'm trying to make them not long. Like, all of them have been well under 10 minutes. I think the longest one was like 9. And then the rest of them have been like 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. So I hope the vids are all right, because I do want to do more of them for the Discord, because I think it just provides more information. Whereas the text posts, I'm not going to type out literally every single thing I'm thinking and everything I'm looking at, you know? Whereas in those, I can go over everything I want, reiterate the points 9 times, and it still hasn't even been 8 minutes yet, you know? So I hope the videos are good enough, because I really want to do more of those instead. Not only are they easier to do on my end, but I don't know. I feel like I actually get more information across when I do them. So I do want to do them more, but I do feel bad for some of the people who are kind of used to just checking text type posts, you know, because they're busy at work or busy with their family or whatever. But I just think the videos provide better information. You know, I feel like I can't really lie to you in a video. I think things can get misconstrued very easily if I just type out some stuff. You know what I mean? Direction from here, direction from here. You know, I do that with my SPX posts, and plenty of people do fine with them, but it's just like, I don't want to hide anything. I don't want to hide that information like, oh, well, this is why I thought that. In my text post, I'm not going to sit there and explain every little thing. I'm sorry, it's just too much typing. I've been doing this shit for 6, 7 years now. I don't need to be fucking typing that much. It's just a lot of typing. And it still doesn't get all the points across even when you do type a lot. So I still feel like things get left out, you know what I mean? Vids are great. Videos, definitely like the videos. I like your videos, although I need to catch up. No, take your time. Take your time. And now, right now, Rocks, we're talking about the ones in the Discord, like in the Levels and Swings channel, like that video. But I've been doing those a little bit more here and there. I've been trying to pick up doing those more and more. How many years? 6, 7. I'm not scared of some stupid internet meme. My people aren't stupid enough to go in my chat and type 6'7" because they heard me say it. I don't have to worry about that meme. That was actually one thing I thought about too during that meme. I was like, man, if I ever say 6'7" in the middle of all this, I'm so fucked. I've never once thought that. Because I know in my chat, nobody's gonna type that. And if someone does, no one's even gonna make fun of them. We're just gonna all remember that moment. We will all universally remember that day you typed that, and we will remember. You still don't get that meme? That's the point. The point is to not get it. It actually does come from something, but the whole point of the meme is to literally not have a point. That's why it probably pisses so many people off. But you know what's funny? I think in the beginning of it, I was like, man, this is really stupid. How is this a meme? But then I thought back on like my generation's memes. I was like, man, we had a lot of memes like this too, though, where it just absolutely meant fuck all. You know, it meant absolutely nothing. So I was like, I guess I get it. Like, what was the one that I remembered? I can't remember them all because I genuinely probably deleted these memories from my brain. But there's just so many memes over the years that have actually meant nothing. But it's just like it's the vibe. You know, you're like, oh, that's cool, that's funny, haha. That guy knows that. That's really all it is at the end of the day. I thought the 6'7" meme was funny because it pissed off people. You're not gonna see me going into chat every. I think that typing anytime someone sees 6'7", like if they saw 6'7" in sports, if they saw it in a game, if they saw it in this or that, like you'll see people spam post it, even to this day. But I knew that I was not. Yes, yes. There you go, Rigney. That's the one I was talking about. 24, 25, and SpongeBob. When they're laughing in class, and they say 20, they keep saying 24. They're laughing their asses off. I mean, it's so funny. You're laughing at it. It's so stupid. And then he goes 25. Like that absolutely means nothing. There's no meaning. It's just fucking hilarious. So that's all that meme was really. Like, and you could compare that. That's what 6'7" was. That's what was up was. Yeah, that's what all this stuff was. None of it means anything, but that's the point. That is the point, and that's why, like, I think some like older people or like people who just don't who aren't on the internet as much. Not even just older people, just people who aren't internet based. They're not going to understand that. They're going to see that and be like, "What the fuck? You guys are idiots." While the rest of us are like, "Oh, 6'7." Haha, 420, 6'9", 7, like just saying all that stupid. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. So you guys can't make fun of these youngins for saying 6'7". I'm defending the youngins. We all had our stupid jokes. Let them have theirs. Oh, I guess Rigney, you could type it. You are in that. You are in the new gen, aren't you? Also, I think calling generations by their actual name is like ultimate cringe. Like, just say new gen or they're older than me. Like, we don't need to sit here and classify every human being by generation. I absolutely find that to be one of the most cringiest things people do. 6'7" is very popular in my kids' primary school. Oh, I bet. I bet those kids are still eating up Fortnite memes. That's funny. I just picture like a whole classroom of little heathen. I mean, children yelling 6'7". People at work show me AI slop from Facebook. Yeah, that's I like my mom shows me stuff like that too. I'll see it on like like she'll go through TikTok and stuff. It's like AI slop. It's she knows it is, but it's just like yeah. The AI slop I think is pretty crazy. Some of it's okay, some of it's funny, some of it's all right, but a lot of it is very bad. A lot of it's like, what the fuck am I watching? And then on like YouTube, for instance, I swear like some of the YouTube feed has been like a mix of things you actually like mixed in with things someone edited from another country in a different language. Like they're doing it all in English, but they don't speak English, so the edit's like really weird. You'll get like a really sad edit with like funk music, and it'll be typed in some weird foreign language. You're like, what the fuck is this? Why is this on my feed? You're not even trying to hate. You're genuinely just confused. Like, I think it's gotten pretty bad. You could say the internet stuff has gotten diluted because of AI slop. How many of you have heard the same 5 AI voices narrate different videos now? Like, it's the same, like, 3 to 4 voices now. It's pretty bad. A weird thing to complain about, but yeah, just very weird. I think in the beginning I didn't mind it because it wasn't flooding my feed. But now that I'm getting, like, now that our feeds are getting flooded, it's just like, what in the F, man? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anybody doing anything on the market? Or are you guys chilling? What are we all doing? Give me an update on what y'all are doing. If you have the time to type. If you are driving, dear God, don't type. Keith, if you guys are busy at work and you will get in trouble, do not type. We need new AI voices. I nominate you. No, see, what I think we need to do is just pay celebrities for their voices. I'm sorry, but we just need to give Morgan Freeman $1 billion and let his voice be the AI slop voice. Like, if I'm gonna get AI slop shoved down my throat, it needs to be someone's voice that I actually care about. Who universally is loved in this on this planet? Morgan fucking Freeman. Who better? I mean, this guy has done documentaries on planet Earth. Just voiceovers. Like, come on, man. Just let Morgan Freeman have it. Or yeah, Samuel Jack. Literally anyone. Literally any big celebrity that has like a good voice. Like, please just give it to them. I'm so tired of hearing like Tom from the postal service office. Like I'm hearing like weird bland names. Like when you're hearing this AI slop. Or yeah, the Allstate. Oh damn, the Allstate guy. That's a good one. I instantly heard that man's voice in my head before I finished reading the word Allstate. I don't know. That's all I have to say. If we're gonna get force-fed AI slop, give me a celebrity's voice that I actually want to hear. Like, who's someone you guys would replace AI slop with? Who are a couple voices? I see a couple good names in here already. See, this is a good solution. We're not just bitching and moaning and complaining about it. We're actually coming up with a potential solution here. This is how you bitch and moan, guys. Take notes. Also, did someone gift a membership in here and I didn't see it? I see the box, but there's no information in it. Should I refresh? Good stuff, Rigney. I'm happy to hear you got out quick because, yeah, if you're going to be taking trades today, you don't need to be holding your trades that long. Good stuff, though, bro. I'm glad you waited until the bounce of at least current day open to look for that previous day high target. You just did a loyal supporter message, no gift? Oh, okay. Here, I'm going to refresh. I want to read it. You think it's Maddie renewing his? Oh, okay. 33 months? Holy fuck. I was actually looking through the list, and I guess some people had because I actually had one person message me, and that's why I looked. I honestly never look at my membership. I never look at my revenue from membership things because it's not like I'm reeling in thousands of dollars. Like, it's not like I'm rich. But somebody messaged me and they were like, yo, my credit card failed and I had to redo it again. And they were mad, not because of anything normal. They were mad because their color of their star wasn't going to change because they were 1 month away from the 12-month thing, I think. The year, whatever color star that is. And I was like, oh, that's fucked. And and I went to go look, and I was looking at who has the oldest stars in my YouTube membership thing, the supporter role bullshit. And Maddie's actually pretty high up there, but there was 2 people up there that I swear to God I've never seen before. I was like, what? But I think it's from the YouTube name change thing, so that's probably why it was like impossible for me to understand. I'll gift one. How? I'm used to gifting on Twitch. You don't have to gift. I was genuinely just asking if he gifted because I didn't know. It popped up really weird on my screen. Might take Minto calls, bet. You think Wacko is higher than? No, Wacko is one of the highest. Wacko's like, I think he's like top 3. But you were up there too, though. You were up pretty high. Rich with knowledge, yeah. Yeah, I'm not rich in the pockets, that's for sure. Definitely had my ups and downs, as we probably all have experienced. To be honest with you, Rocks, I don't know how you gift on here. I have no idea. Because I can't even see it on my end. There's like a plus button or something, but that's not the point. You don't need to be gifting. Nobody in here needs to be gifting. We're all good. I will be able to feed myself and my puppy tonight, with or without the gifted sub. I always make that very clear too, because I think a lot of communities nowadays have made it like so normal to be like, yeah, get in here and sign up. In my chat, I actually, and you've probably heard me say this a few times since being here, Rocks, but I really, really like it when people just join and just engage and interact. And there's a few newbies in the chat too, and trade floor that are doing that, and I really appreciate that because it does blow my mind when I see people come in here and then sign up instantly, and then they're like complaining about stuff. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you not realize you have actual control over your own actions? It's actually crazy. You know? So anybody that does like send me money, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like you're just supporting. It's not like there's any promise or dedication made to be like, I'm gonna make you guys rich. My bad. If I was saying something, it got cut off because I was trying to. My dog is like barking, so I went to go check on her. Speaking of that little pup, you figured out, but to gift a YouTube sub, which are called memberships, you join a channel's live stream or premiere, click the currency icon, often a $sign or gift box in the live chat. Select membership gifting, choose the number of gifts, and complete the purchase. The memberships are then given to active viewers. Oh, so it does actually go to active viewers. Because I call cap on that. Recipients get notified in the chat and via email and must have their gift settings turned on to accept. They make it a lot harder than Twitch. I swear on Twitch, it's literally just a click of a button. No, it rocks. Yeah, me complaining. No, I just like to be real about it because I think people come in here and they think they have to sign up and give money. It's like, no, you don't. You can. You know, those routes are available. I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't exist. I do appreciate it, but it's not needed. If people want to come in here and just learn, that's awesome. Or just hang out because they like hearing my dumbass voice or they like some of the people in the chat, also cool. Yeah, give them over, Rigney. Honestly, Rigney, I'll only take one skin. Oh, Dylan got a gifted sub from Rocks. Rocks, you don't have to do that, man. Seriously, but thank you, bro. I'm really bad when it comes to people giving me things. But seriously, thank you. I'm actually going to screenshot that and put that in the Discord so I can thank you in there as well. It's funny because whenever I was getting like tons of subs, tons of viewers, stuff like that, I'd get tons of people gifting subs. Like I used to get like 50 gifted subs a week. Um, what the fuck? There's a bot in my chat. I gotta. Sponsored by NordVPN. Spicy and THX are funny. Spicy with the spam post. That was actually good. Yes, Lily, I see you. I'm doing something. The world does revolve around you, Lily, but I can't do something right, okay? I'm streaming. You gotta chill. You gotta chill. Yo, thank you, though. Seriously rocks. And here, I'll show you the old thing I would say. We'll go through the thing just for rocks and for Dylan, if Dylan's here. But if you guys do have a gifted membership, make sure to go to the YouTube, click on membership tab, and yeah, go through this stuff. Have fun. There's almost 200 videos in here from years ago all the way to now. There's the BB Theory playlist right there. I won't scroll anymore, but BB Theory playlist right there. That one, right under my mouse. That is the only like real paywall thing I have. Second target would be current day high if I was in a runner, but I don't like. And everybody take notes if you guys are looking at the YouTube chat and see what Rigny's doing. He's doing like a mental note type trade where he's still trading the chart. He's just not actually in anything because he's already taken his trade. He took a trade. He's done for the day. Now he's going through some mental reps to still get him through that. It's a good process, but good example, good leadership there, Rigny. Take notes, people. It's funny too because Rigny, how old do you think? How old do you think? I can't speak fucking English. How old do some of you think Rigny is based on the way he's typing? Because he is young as fuck. So none of you have excuses. Young AF. Thank you. I can send backtesting with just this type of move between fibs. Like for the review post, I accept all of those. If you have a real trade, a mental trade, I don't care. Send it. If you have the time. If you don't have the time to post all that, don't do it. Yeah, you guys know those cereal bar things? I have the Lucky Charms one in front of me, and it's the best one. I tried all of them. You can't argue with me. Is there a Frosted Flakes one? I feel like that would be pointless. Yeah, there probably isn't one. Yes, and I will have a. Yes, I'll have a bunch just like this. But I have till 2. Yeah, no excuses. If Rigny's new gen, low attention span, generation ass could pay. I'm sorry, Rigny, that was mean. If he can pay attention as well as he can and do as well as he's doing with these reps and doing this and in Rigny, remember maintenance, maintain. It's hard as fuck. If he could do this, I don't see why people have excuses or complaints. You know, like he's young, he has a job, he's busy, and he still has time to do this. And he works late shift too. Good eye by Mr. Huckett, bro. You have elite ball knowledge. If you zoom in right here, I guess you could say the base break would be like that, maybe. Because you have like that candle sitting there, that candle sitting there. So maybe the open of that candle, you could say is like the base of it. So because it broke, you go from the high of this to that low. Just establishing context before I draw it, so I'm not just drawing a random fib. Ooh, you'd be correct. There was one that happened, but damn, did that so quick. You would have had to have been in over here or gotten like an early dip somehow. That's insane. And remember, the first like target of this, whether it's going up or going down, it doesn't matter, is the recent low or recent high. So in this case, for going down, recent low is the first. And then if this breaks, you're like, oh fuck, I am hitting a home run on this trade. You know? You could also just wait for more retest here, like especially in this example here, because of how quick it went down to that low. You could look for more potential rejection here. But good eye, Mr. Huckett. I'm very happy to read a message like that. You may have taken a SPY, call it open. Well, let's reflect on that. What if you had? Do you think you would have had the nerves to get out into the 684.50s? Because as you could probably see from the stream, that is a level there. Oh, wrong chart, sorry. There is a level there from the drawdown. But you could see from my example today, I wasn't even paying attention to that either. So I think anybody who was long here at the open or long from here had to be smart about it. I probably would have fumbled that a little, to be honest. But good reflection, though. Good reflection. Because even if you did or didn't, I think it's still good to think about. Because it's like, well, what if I had? You know, what would I have done? What pain in the ass of a trade would this have been? Good shit, though. Yeah, what Rigney said. And thank you guys again. Don't forget to thumbs up the stream, share the stream link around. I do appreciate literally all of you. Seriously, thank you guys again for all the likes and stuff. And thank you, Rocks, for the gifted sub. And thank you, Maddie, for the, I guess, resub. I try to thank every single sub or whatever that's on the channel or whatever, just because, I don't know. If you got time to do it, I should have time to at least thank you for it. Appreciate you, though, seriously. I would have taken a loss. Just straight up. So I would not have been smart. I mean, that doesn't, just because you're taking a loss doesn't mean it wasn't smart. But I see what you're saying. You probably would have been just like me, and I probably would have fumbled that. I'll be honest with you, because even though I do have it marked and stuff, I wasn't paying attention to it. You know, it didn't really hit my mind until I saw Maddie and SF bring it up. And it was like, oh yeah, we do have that drawdown. There is a level between here and here, and I thought that was smart of them too. This is why I'm kind of proud of both of them at the same time, because I think it's smart in today's scenario to understand why you shouldn't be aiming for our normal extremity targets, right? I know that if current open holds, a lot of the time we do go to that magnet, to that 50% of the gap down, right? But what about on days that gaps down 10 fucking dollars? Is it really fair to sit here and be like, yeah, we're going to 100% hit that in the first leg up of the day? I think for people taking scalps, trying to take that first leg up or the second leg up here, especially on this one here, the loss and retake was a good initial sign, so I could see why they're bullish. But to know where to take profit, you had to be very smart, in my opinion, today. Or if to not take profit, maybe you're like, no, I think it is going to hit it. It's just going to be slow. You know, you have to be very patient with that and disciplined. Like, I think either of those is difficult. So you can't just go, oh, I would have done this and done that. You don't be too rude to yourself. You know, losing doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad trade. That's what you want to get better at, is understanding, oh, okay, this was a bad trade. That's why it lost. Or going and looking at it going, oh, I lost, but damn, this trade was actually pretty good. I like the entry. It just sucks the sectors failed at this exact time, you know, whatever the case may be in that scenario. Yeah, good conversations, honestly, in today's stream. Good post on that Lee on Mr. Huckett. Even if it fails, I think it's good that you pointed that out because you need to also understand the invalidations of those, right? We're still above CDO, so there is that chance it invalidates. And it did go down to a good target, the recent low, the recent high after that CDO. So I think you could sit there and be like, okay, well, it just didn't have enough strength to keep selling. So you can make that distinction. And that's what I think is important right there. Context. Did I say go long? Did I say go short? Did I say bullish or bearish? No. We're just talking about context, which creates that bias. But it also gives you context. You know, where am I bullish to? Why am I bullish from here? Why am I only bullish to here? Like I just explained. Oh, because we gapped down almost $11. You know, I shouldn't be looking for big recoveries instantly. That logic makes sense. I didn't have any levels marked yet, so I was lost in direction. That's partly why I didn't trade it open. Josh confirmed it for me to not trade. And yeah, honestly, Rocks, and anybody listening, not just Rocks, but anybody, like if you don't have your levels set and you experience some stuff like that, don't try to go guessing on the chart. You know, you don't want to be, I always explain it like this, you don't want to be a shotgun. That's what a shotgun is. A shotgun just blasts and hits everything, right? You want to be a sniper. You want to be someone who gets in, but not just gets in, understands why they're in and the conditions that are around them. Oh, I'm in as long as this is happening, and I love this bullish trade. But if it does this, I'm gonna get out because that's no longer gonna be as, you know, bullish. Just simple stuff like that, stacking confirmations, whatever it may be. But context. I think if you combine that with like the probabilities that we use around our certain levels, the key levels, the different levels we go over every damn stream in here, I think that's what creates that comfortable feeling for some of us where we're like, oh, wow, I'm bullish and I know why and I feel good about it. Like, this is nice here. You know, and if it fails, sometimes you'll see too, you'll be like, wow, wait, why was I not pissed about that? And you'll know it was because, oh, that was possible. I understood that and I got out without it hurting me too much. And that's very important too. If you're going to be getting in these trades and you're going to be losing, like you need to understand you need to keep those losses as small as you can, right? So having these stop losses that not just keep your losses small, but also make sense are what you need to be going for. Not just a stop loss that keeps your losses small and not just a stop loss that makes sense for the price action on the chart. You need both. And that's why we use the context, because that's the only thing that really saves you on that. You know, when you're like, oh, well, I know I'm bullish if this holds. So if I see bullish price action holding this, I know that I should be bullish to this next level, you know, to the previous day high, blah, blah, blah. You know, kind of talking it out loud with yourself. That's why I say talk out loud with yourself. You might sound crazy, but it's very helpful. Review posted, adding to the vault. Thank you, Rigney. Hopefully some people learn from it. London market close 18 minutes. I wonder if SPY will rise before the London closes. And I don't really look at that stuff, Rocks, in that sense. I look at the phases of the day, and it actually lines up with a lot of what you're talking about. So if you ever hear me say, guys, we're getting close to the end of the first phase of the day, that's actually what I'm saying. Because in the next 15 minutes, the first phase of the day is over. So I keep it like super dumbed down, simple terms, but you are correct. And that was a rhetorical question, an interesting question. I wonder if SPY will rise before London closes. And then phase 2 of the day, phase 3 of the day, you know, shit like that. But the three phases of the day are something I would say a lot of you guys need to learn a little bit later on. Don't go click on that instantly. I would make sure you understand all the basic stuff first, like the levels. What are the key levels? Why are we directional from these levels? This and that. And then dive into phases of the day so you understand more of like the macro of the day. If that makes sense. That might not make sense. But yeah, go check that out. Just type in 3 phases on my YouTube and you'll find it. Bro, this meme is literally just a re-upload from my Instagram, and it's wait, wrong one. And it's pumping 3,000 views right now. Do shorts not get comments or something? Like, what is this? People like not even a whole lot, honestly. I think shorts are weird, man. I don't understand them. I like making them, but I don't understand the analytics of it. I guess it makes sense that people aren't liking and commenting. There's just like it's like brain rots, like scrolling. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what it is. I have no idea. I don't know what analytics are supposed to look like on shorts and reels and shit. Because on Instagram, it's a whole other ball game. It's like, all right, let me get a bunch of likes. But on this, it's like you don't even need likes to get views. You don't even need comments to get views. It's so weird. And then when you look at it, it's like, is someone botting my channel? You're like, what is going on? Like, it just looks weird. But I think that's just me. I think I'm just stupid in that sense. I have always been scared of someone accidentally, like, or not accidentally, but someone like purposely botting something on my channel before, because that's been happening on Twitch like super badly. It's like genuinely dead internet theory when it comes to Twitch. YouTube is a little bit different of a story because I feel like people just aren't as social enough. Like I'm not social. I fucking love YouTube. You know, it's for people who are just there to literally watch the content. They don't need to be sitting there typing to somebody or reacting to something all the time. Like, I think there's just different types of people. Some people have attention spans where they need to be watching stuff like that. Some people don't. I'm not hating or liking anything. I'm genuinely just sharing that opinion. I think everyone's just different. So I think that's why you have like this different type of crowd on YouTube, and then you go to Twitch and you have a completely different other crowd. It's like, what the hell? You'd think they were the same, but they're two different animals. And then it switches up when you go to like different social media apps too, like X or Instagram. Like it's completely different. That's actually what one of my memes are about that I made. It's like that one meme where it's like, I get, and it's your personal information or all of your information, and then it's like you get a platform, and then it's like the guy, and the guy is like all social media platforms. It's even the original meme. I even found the original sound to the meme because I always hear it with a different song now. I was like, man, where's the original sound? So I went and I found it. And the archives of the internet. Shorts show up on main YouTube page, kind of like Reels on Insta. You're forced to see them. Oh yeah, I mean I know that. I knew that. Because yeah, when I click like when I'm on my desktop, for instance, and I'm clicking the YouTube like icon to like refresh the page to get new videos to pop up, um it'll always re-show that shorts feed either right there at the top or it's like right there under one row of actual videos. I'm like, what the fuck? What I have like though that they added is that you can actually click videos though. You can click the icon that says where it says all or videos or shorts or this or that. You can actually just click videos and you can make your page just videos though. So I do like that. I do like that. I won't lie. I think YouTube's updates have been pretty decent recently. I can't hate. I think they took a lot of that criticism seriously from the internet about a year ago. Though they are still fucking up on so many different levels, it's insane, but they're doing better. I can't hate. YouTube's trying. They are making buttloads of money on us, but hey, they're trying. Attention span is shortening, so it works. I mean, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I really miss when Vine was on the internet. Vine was like the greatest thing ever, and those were like what 6-second videos. So I don't want to hear shit from anybody that these kids nowadays have short attention spans. It's like, bro, we all watched Vine. What are you talking about? I know mine definitely shortened. I know mine for a fact shortened. Honestly, since I haven't been trying to trade everything, I've been feeling better mentally. That also means if I don't trade the system, I get upset regardless of making money. That's good though. That's what you should get pissed about. You shouldn't be pissed that you made or lost money based on something. You should be pissed on trades that you made money on that didn't make sense. You should be pissed that you're losing money on trades that don't make sense. You should be happy when you're making money or losing money on trades that make sense. Now, should you be happy when you're losing a lot of money on a trade that made sense? No, because you just made a trade that makes sense into nothing, right? It's how you manage the trade that makes sense. Did you manage it correctly? Yes. Okay, well, then you should be proud of that. Did you manage it correctly? No. Oh, well, then you're an idiot. What are you doing? Go beat yourself up. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. But, you should be pissed. That should be the reaction, Rigney. That's good. You shouldn't be reacting to, fuck, I just lost 13%. You should be reacting to, damn, current open loss. I just lost 13%. Oh well, good try. I don't want to hear complaints about that. I want to hear, what was the context that got you in? What invalidated? Did you get out? Did you just hold and hope the stars would come for you? No? Okay, then you did great. Yes? Okay, well then you're just fucking gambling, dude. See how I'm taking this like 2-route approach? There's always just 2 routes. Attention span, what is that? No, yeah. Vine was good though? No, Vine was great. You didn't watch Vine? Oh, damn. There's rumors that there's another Vine coming out, so you might get your taste. The creators of Vine, there's what's his name, Jack something, or I don't even remember anymore. But one of the creators of Vine is trying to bring it back, I think. And and something you guys might like, there's no AI slop. You can't post AI slop on the new Vine. It's not only not allowed, you literally can't do it. It's not one of those things where it's like, well, it'll be labeled AI if it's AI. No, it's not. You literally can't do it. It'll be just like people making stuff. So that will be a big plus when that finally drops. I guess I should research when that's coming out. I also don't know if it's called Vine anymore. It's called Divine. Divine. That's a stupid ass name. But it is kind of funny how they mixed it in with Divine. Vine is getting a revival. A new app called Divine launches with backing from Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey. Okay, I did have the name right. It opens up more than 100,000 archived 6-second loops from before Vine shut down. You can make a profile and post to Vines too. It's built to fight spammy feeds. It flags suspected generative AI and blocks it from being posted, verifies that uploads came from a real phone, and lets original Vine creators reclaim their profiles or request takedowns. It is open source and can be built on the Nostr protocol, so developers can also run their own relays. Yeah, I mean, this is just a win overall for everybody. I don't know how somebody could take this as a loss. Do any of us like Jack Dorsey? No, probably not. Do we like the apps this man makes? Yes. You'd be lying if you said no. You don't gotta like the man, but don't lie. His products cook. But yeah, hopefully that comes out. Man, I'm not gonna lie. If you read SF's message without knowing what she means, it looks like she's cussing at me. It almost looks like she said, "What about Jack Dorsey's bitch ass?" It says bit chat. Bit chat is what she's saying. What about Jack Dorsey's bitch ass? That actually is such a funny sentence. What about Jack Dorsey's bit chat? You're cussing and not cussing at the same time. Bit chat. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the fuck happened to that. I'm gonna be dead ass honest about that one. I never believed in it, but I believe in the divine. I think they should have just called it Vine, but I think he's probably trying to be smart with it. It's like a play on words. Where's Jack Dorsey's bitch ass at? You think it launched? Oh, okay. I haven't kept up with that, I'll be honest with you. I have kept zero knowledge of that. I just knew Divine was going to be like probably the world's next biggest app. Like, it's going to take a while to pass up other ones, but I could see its users and its base being really well and really big because of the whole AI blocking thing. It's the same app that succeeded before, and it's funny because a lot of your internet personalities that are still popular to this very day, like your Jake Pauls, your Logan Pauls, your really big streamers, is like a lot of those people came from Vine. That's the crazy thing. Like, a lot of your biggest internet personalities came from there. So it was pretty powerful. And you'd be lying if you were someone who's from the Vine days and you said you didn't enjoy it. And Vine was funny for everybody. I don't know a single person that was like, I don't like Vine. Like literally the entire world loved that app. Or whatever countries could access it, everybody loved it. I think it was a one of a kind app that just absolutely went to nothing. And now that it's making a comeback, I think it's gonna be pretty crazy. I think the internet's still in a great spot for something like Vine to work. It's literally gonna disrupt everything. And I really hope they disrupt the ad bullshit. The ads on shorts and reels are absolutely absurd. I hope they disrupt the shit out of that. I hope they take ad agreements so they can make money, of course. But I hope they take ad agreements that are like really short or really small or like a tiny text on the screen. Like I hope they take like ads, but they do it in a way that's not like shoving it down your throat unless you pay for a monthly subscription. If Jack Dorsey does the ad route like Netflix did, but with Vine, that will fail. 100% that will fail. Little bro, you're not rocking net. This isn't Netflix. This is Vine. Like you can't just shove ads down people's throats on Vine. I think that will be the one potential turnoff for Divine if they just shove ads down everyone's throats. I'm gonna make a shirt that has writing on it, but most of it is redacted. I can put the beat. Wait, what? I'm gonna make a shirt that has writing on it, but most of it is redacted. I can put the BB logo on it. BitChat is a decentralized peer-to-peer messaging application that operates over Bluetooth mesh networks. That sounds like a scam. That sounds cool, Rigney. Show me the design though first, because that doesn't make sense in my head. Like it already has like blacked out stuff on it, and you're just shoving the BB logo on it, like a shirt that already exists, or you're gonna make that, and that's just what you wanted on it. Yo, we can update the YouTube title because of Rocks. He gifted a YouTube membership, so there's actually 80 out of 100. We are 20 away from our YouTube member goal, guys. Can you guys believe it? Thank you, Rocks, for putting us one step closer to greatness. We should try to buy something when we hit the member goal. What should we buy? Should I buy another mic? Or just use my other one that actually is good? Should we... No, let's just save it. Redacted like the list? Oh, okay, so you're saying like you're gonna do a blacked out thing. I like how you say like the list. Kids nowadays, man. The list. But like when I see like redactions, I don't even think of the Epstein list yet. But that is funny how like today's world is like that's the list. That's like the list. It's actually so funny. Buy food? No, I'm gonna pay for a hit on your house. And I'm gonna hold you hostage and take all your skins in GTA. Did you see what happened with GTA, by the way? Did you see they had an explosion at their building by a crazed fan, and now they're potentially delaying the game again because they're having to have like people lock down the company grounds because they don't want people taking shit. You might be looking at another delay for GTA, brother. It hasn't been confirmed yet or not if there is one, but it's just that can lead to another one. People are like getting kind of pissed that they're not learning anything about the game. It's pretty crazy out there. Yeah, that was like the big gaming news that happened. A fucking explosion at Rockstar Studios. Is that not crazy? I get it. People want the game, but dear God, man. I don't think there need to be explosions over this shit. We don't need to end real life GTA for GTA to come out. That's what I'm saying. Dude, at this point, I don't even know if I'm getting the game. I don't even know if I'll like video games by that time. Like, will I even play video games in the year 2040? I think by then I'll just be chilling. I already play them way less now. By then, we're done. Bro, you realize there's like a generation of people that have gone by since the last GTA? The Dow down 1.11%, SPY down 1.16%, Triple Q down 1.12%. They're almost all down the exact percentage right now. They're almost all down 1.12 together. How crazy is that? All right, let's look at some trade reviews. We got Rigneys to look at, and then we're going to look at Linwood's paper trade here. Oh, I guess we don't have to look at it. You said I opened this one because I was curious to see how it would play out. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Not something you would probably actually do. You know what I mean? Like I just hold the trade, hoping it'll work, or seeing if it'll work or not. But I do respect you just trying that out just to see, because sometimes it's kind of cool to see, like, all right, will this play out or not? Also cool to reflect on too, Linwood, because when you look at that stuff, it's cool because there's gonna be moments where like people see other people doing really well. Excuse me. Some people are gonna see that and go, "Oh, okay, yeah, good thing I didn't go long." It's like, no, it's not a good thing that you didn't go long. It's a good thing that you could realize, okay, this chart's not really that great. We gapped down like $11. I think it's time to chill. So I don't know. I respect you for not actually doing that, but more or less just trying it. Everyone wants you to play CS with me live. LMFAO. Yeah, you're actually on drugs. Bro got that crack in his system. All right, let's pull up that trade review. Speaking of crack. Brother, I am not clicking all these links. Wait, why did you link all of those? Are you just showing other mental reps? That one looks real, though. Now I'm confused. Wait, what the hell is all this? By the way, if y'all see Chris typing this shit, this is not sus. I've actually clicked and allowed this person to send links. I thought this was kind of cool, but yeah, shout out Chris. What the fuck is Top Step X? Saw the bounce off of PDL, waited for a higher low to enter, got the hammer, higher low and entered. Exited as I was messing around with the platform. Target was CDO, PDCP. Oh, it's a different platform. Okay. Target was CDO / PDCP. Stop was under the hammer low. Wait, actually, that's a pretty far stop loss. Oh, that's where they entered, though. Never mind. Is this a long? It is. Damn. I'm always really happy when I see you guys enter hammers because it makes the rest of the trade like really easy a lot of time. Even like when you, like honestly, when you see a pump like that and then it stops under CDO, it's like, all right, I either take my minimal profits here or I gamble that this is trying to go up higher or I'm cutting a stop loss. So you either raise your stop loss as it moves higher to minimize your loss, or maybe even have a break even or slight positive trade. You take profit on the first pump, or you gamble it, which I don't really respect that. So I am happy to see someone too as well, seeing that move up and then be like, all right, let's see, and then seeing this next quick move up, being like, all right, I didn't take my shit there. Let me take it here since it is definitely a little weaker. And it looks like they made the right choice. This is actually really clean. Rigney, why'd you share these though? Oh, just trades you've done. Okay, okay. Back testing, not all of them the same type of move. Okay. And yeah, you need to identify that too, Rigney, because you need to be like, all right, well, this was like a lower high of something. If you're trading something that's a higher low of something, those are the same setup. It's just different direction. Which I see you type that here, but I'm just reiterating that. But let's see here. Calls. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just because we're homies, I'm gonna be a little harsh with you here. I think you entered way late. If you're gonna trade this, you need to be someone who's taking it from the high or low into the high, or someone who's taking it over the high. You're buying it like way over the high. Like there's like a whole set of candles that happened before you entered. Little bit of a late of an entry, in my opinion. I do respect you waiting for all these other confirmations, but you were a little late. I could see that you're trying to pull the trigger on it too. Like you just, I don't know. If you're gonna take this kind of trade, you need to be a little bit earlier than that. But I do respect you posting this. And he did make what was it, 17% on this? So I'm a little impressed at the same time that you got 17% out of this. I think I'm really just proud of your exit here. And I say that because it went up once, failed the second time. Like, if that isn't the most clear English on the chart I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is, you know? It going up and failing the second time, it's like, all right, well, I need to get out of this. I'm happy that you identified that. If you did, is that what you identified when you saw that, Rigney? Did you see, oh, it's failing a second time? Fuck. Is that in short what you felt? Maybe you didn't say those words exactly, but you know what I mean. AMD's up 3%, by the way, guys. AMD doesn't give a shit about this market. 239 a share, bro. Andrew is laughing at us right now. Yes, I saw the doji and I was like, nope, good shit. Okay, good. I just wanted to confirm that before I went on. And then here is that lead test that kind of panned out a little bit. Technically, it did pan out. Going from, who said that? Was it his name Hutch or Huskett? Let me go back up. Huckett. Huckett. Yeah, Huckett got that one. That was a good one. That was a good mention. Let's see what you did here this time. All right, so before I move on, Rigney, why were calls mentally bought here? I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but why here? I want to hear it from your mouth. From your mouth, from the source. Why are we mentally calling right there? Let me know. Just sold a spy call just before it started to come down. Perfect timing. Good shit, Rocks. I'm not paying attention right now, so you probably know better than I do what's going on. I mean, I see it, but I don't have that context on the left. I don't even know what the F I'm looking at there. Good shit, though. And Rigney, let me know what's up. Why did we like calls mentally here? What was the thing that pushed you in mentally? I drew the fib, started looking for. Wait, I drew the fib, started looking for bullish candle at the higher low of the fib. What fib? Tell me what is that fib? I need that context. I'm AFK in CS2 now. You're good. I need to know this though for stream and for your sake, really. I need to know that you do know that's why you liked it. He already said it. Current day low to current day high. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So you are gauging something, gauging the median of it, kind of thinking of it as like a magnet, which a little bit risky because, again, current day low to current day high isn't the greatest. I do like it because you are still getting a median of something, but you should still rely more on one of those 3 key levels if they're in the area, which in this case I think only one of them is. But still, nice job. It's not like you're just pulling something out of your ass. It's still a fib. It's still going to be good information. I'm not trying to downplay what you did. And honestly, good exit. I really like that you just exit on the pump into the first resistance there, because there's no candle that's going to tell us, hey, yeah, this is going up more. Like, dude, you just got a huge pump. That's very smart of you to just take a quick scalp, especially since if you're thinking about this, let's say this was a real trade, that would be your second trade. And you got to see that you're under a bearish fib here. Like, you have the fibs drawn here too. You see that this is bearish under this, or that it can reject here, as Huckett said earlier. All right, good. I'm sorry for asking you so many questions, but I just want to make sure what you're doing is what you're doing. I don't want to look at this and be like, oh, nice entry, nice exit. Yep, great job. Like, that's so bullshit. I need to actually know what you did and why you did it. Good shit, though. Good shit, though, Rigby. I'll give you a 9 out of 10 on that. Trade overall. Trade reviews overall. 9 out of 10. I feel like that's a pretty good one. And ever since Huckett brought up that lead test fib, and Garden and Maddie brought up hitting the 684.50s drawdown fib from the daily time frame, we have seen some lower highs start to step in. So good mentions by multiple people here in the stream. Not even me. Honestly, you guys are taking the reins. I like it. Hopefully I'm doing my best to help explain what you guys are typing as well, because I do appreciate the call outs and the updates, because that's what they are to me, man. When I see updates like that, that's true impact. I don't see someone just mentioning some bullshit abbreviation of level. I see somebody actually saying, hey, it can struggle here. Hey, high or low here. Hey, new high of day. Look what it just did above CDO. Like, getting that context is huge, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm happy to see other people type that stuff out. Seeing people type out the deeper, more advanced stuff. Like, when I see someone mention a lead test, I always go look to see, because I want to verify, is that person actually seeing a lead test or not? So if I see it and they are actually looking at one, it's like, all right, bet. I now know Mr. Huckett here knows what the fuck he's doing. I don't have to worry about Mr. Huckett. Maybe there's a mental battle he's still dealing with or something, but chart-wise, he's set. He's good to go. And that's what I want to see from a lot of you. That's what I see when I see that you guys read the context correctly. When I see that, I'm like, all right, bet. They don't need me. They're good to go. Pat on the back. Good luck. See you in the next stream if you're here. But that's how I see it, seriously. So, good job if you guys have worked hard to get to that point where you see the context. You're like, hey, is that a lead test? Like, yes, it is. Great eye. Or, hey, is that a buy the dip method above PDL after we dropped fucking $10 today? Yes, it is. Great job. Good eye. So I'm always so happy when I see you guys mentioning the templates of things. I think that's a little bit more advanced. It's not just as easy as saying, guys, context. It is a little bit harder. But I love seeing those mentions, because it actually makes me feel like all this shit I come in here and rant about all the time, it actually feels like it was worth. It was 100% worth. Some people, they make it feel not worth. So I do heavily appreciate when you guys are the other. Good shit, Rigney. And yeah, Rigney, you've been doing a lot better ever since you started taking it more serious and you and me focused more on stuff and talked more together. I could say the same thing about Carter. I could say the same thing about Eric. There's a lot of people I could say that about. Matty Ice. There's a lot of people in the chat that I felt like they had this like wake up moment. They took it more serious. Some of them had like one chat with me. Some of you had 100 chats with me. It doesn't matter how many, but it's like some of you had this like wake up call, and then I just start seeing these like disciplinary results, and then I start seeing really good results, like really big gains and stuff. So I'm really happy to see that from some of you. But those are just some of the names I think of when I see that. But good shit. It's funny too because not even everyone's doing the same thing. Like Maddie's trading like futures and he's buying equity like shares of shit. And he's still having a great time. He's still able to contribute whenever he feels the need to, in his way. Same goes for Eric. Same goes for literally anyone in this stream right now. Like everyone's kind of doing their own thing, but at the same time still contributing to each other. So I am happy to see something even just that powerful. That's pretty cool. And some people might be in here and be like, "Oh, there's not like enough people. We need more people." Like, no, we don't, dude. This is the perfect number of people. I've seen people too. Like, I've had a hater or two in the past come in here and be like, "Yikes, only 30 people watching." It's like, thank God, only 30 people are watching, brother. I've been there. I've done that. I don't want a bigger crowd. Bigger crowd equals more confusion, more dilution, more stupidity, more chaos. I like having this like mature community who's all helping each other out head to toe, reinforcing each other, not beating each other down like everyone else seems to do. My gains are bigger. Like, bro, no one cares. We're more focused on what was the reasoning, why'd you do what you did? Can I recreate it? Can I do that on my own too? Bet. Understanding that it takes time to get down that route. You don't just wake up one day and go, bet, I'm going to do this. But there are a lot of people that have had that wake up moment in my chat, and then just like, you'll see them for like weeks and months work on something, take mental trades, review stuff, and the next thing you know, they're taking real trades. The next thing you know, they're posting reviews. Next thing you know, they're posting leadership example type posts in the chat to help other people out. It's fucking crazy. Those people make it worth it. $30 people not wanting to be fed like a baby, exactly. And understanding that there's not just like, I know I say context and I try to make like, oh, that's it, guys. Like, but it's deeper than that. Like, we know to be bullish above this level and bearish under this level, sure. But do you understand that if it doesn't go up here and the fact that it didn't pump more, the fact that this dumped, it didn't dump more, like, do you understand that it didn't have to? Like, do you understand that? Seriously, like, rhetorically asking everybody. Because it doesn't need to. On a day like today, why is Bueller saying something like that? Because everything dropped already. It made its big move. So should you be sitting here and going, well, what the fuck? I didn't get a $5 move once it rejected this. No, you shouldn't. Now let's say we're not on a day like today and you are trading something and it doesn't do that. What should your expectation then be? Check your sectors. Were your sectors coinciding? Were your sectors working together? Were they helping you? Were they not? Okay, well that was it then. You didn't have full sector help, full sector strength. Don't go to the news and go, well, Trump did this and it fucked up my plan for the day. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. There's going to be news every month, all year, every year. Get over it. There's ways to circumvent it. It's called having a system, being conditional around certain things, understanding context, being conditional around that context. It's crazy. Like, nobody should ever be like, oh, damn, dude, the news messed up my plan for the day. Bro, you saw me in chat. I got excited when I saw we gapped down almost $11. Because I know that all we have to do is draw a gap fib. We have routes to take. We have circumventing. It's not a problem. Oh, all right, sorry, I'm reading chat again. I'm finally being more disciplined. My old thinking of always needing to be in a trade is what caused me to lose a ton. Yeah, it's a hard feeling to shake in the beginning because, like, no one's stopping you. Like, there's no one stopping you. It's just you, right? I'm not over your shoulder. Like, you have to be your own drill sergeant, I think is what I used to say to people. Like, you have to be your own, like, disciplinary officer. Like, you genuinely have to be your own, addict anonymous partner, whatever the fuck they're called. Like, you have to genuinely be your own coach. No one is going to stop you from making more trades. That's why I try to tell you the importance of that, right? Taking a trade is nothing special, Rocks. You need to understand that. Entering a trade, like the process of it, entering a trade, there's nothing special about it, right? What makes a trade special, Rocks? When there's context behind it, when there's thinking behind it, when there's, a plan behind it, and you stick to that plan that was planned before you entered it, right? If at any point the current state Rocks disagrees with the Rocks that made a plan before he entered that trade, he needs to shut the fuck up, because the current Rocks is wrong. The Rocks before he got into that trade is right. Stick to what the Rocks said before he entered that trade. God, I sound like I'm like, the Rock is cooking. I'm saying Rocks so much. Every time I say your name, too, I think of someone from this anime. To be honest, I would rather make $10 on a trade than lose chasing one. Exactly, because if you're losing chasing one, not only are you losing money, but you got actually nothing out of it because you didn't plan anything ahead of time. You can't go off of something and say, hey, I strayed from my plan. I did this, I did that. Like, no, you literally just did nothing, right? Whereas a trade that you planned or at least kind of looked at, or even just the most simple thing, I'm going to be bullish past this or bearish under this. Like, even just that basic conditional set, like, is enough because you're going off of something, Now, I mean, of course, it's better if you add more than that. I'm just trying to give a basic example. Directional levels, yes, sir. Carter knows it. I'm Rocks, just like you on different accounts. I appreciate you, bro. Bro, Rocks is real as fuck, man. He gifted a membership today. He switches YouTube accounts to like my streams. It's actually kind of crazy. And I've not put him up to literally any of it. If anything, I've actually tried to stop him. So, very cool. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. You really don't have to do all that, though. I am glad to have you in here, though, man. You've been a really cool, like, out of all the newer people in chat, you've definitely been one of the cool ones. Not just because you're in here, like, donating and stuff, but, like, you're just in here all the time. You're always talking. I think that's super cool. Interacting, engaging, putting yourself out there, putting yourself on the line. I think that's one of the best ways to learn in trading. I don't know about everything. I don't know if that's a good template we can apply to other things in life. But I think, like, putting yourself out there and just, I don't know. It, like, holds you to a different standard because not only do you probably want to do good in front of other people in the chat, but you want to do good for yourself. So you're holding yourself to a higher standard when you put yourself out there. And I think that's what truly brings out the best quality in people when they're taking their trades, because you'll truly see, like, oh, I lost this trade, but look what I did. And you'll go see what they did. It's like, okay, I could see what you're going for, though. It's like, nice. You actually took a good loss. It's like weird saying that out loud sometimes. Instead of looking at their trade and going, wow, what the fuck are you doing? Why did you lose? And what were you doing? Like, you're just lost when you're looking at the review. I haven't seen a lost review in a long time, though. I haven't seen a review like that in my chat in a while. I'm proud to say that. I haven't seen a trade in a while that just made me go, what the F? Now, you guys probably haven't shared them. It's probably why. Because a lot of you by now have grown up and have understood, you know, the mistakes and stuff, and you don't really need me to give you that double confirmation. So I guess that's a plus. Hi again. What's up, Data J? Always a good time seeing Data J in the stream. Okay, back from adding likes. I appreciate you, bro. Who used to do that on my streams? I think it was Tobias, actually. Rox, are you in any way, shape, or form near the Netherlands by any chance? That'd be wild. There's just like a Netherland thing. You did it before? Yeah, I know, I know. I was just meaning like thank you again. But no, you don't? Okay. Man, what a coincidence that would have been. That's right, Massachusetts. You already said that. Because we were talking about the weather and shit. That is right, I remember that. You might be the third person I've met from Massachusetts. 90% retake of the 50% to a new high of day? That would actually be fucking nuts, but it wouldn't shock me either. On days like today, I kind of expect us to go up and down. And that's why I talked about that a lot in those videos I posted for you guys here recently in the stream. I mean, in the Discord. So I do hope you guys go watch those. So you understand that like theory or that like topic. The whole we're indecisive, so we'll probably just test extremities kind of conversation. I was big pots in my old account. I saw that. I don't know if you caught it, Rox, but I said you didn't have to do that, but I was just thanking you in case you didn't catch that while you were switching accounts. I do appreciate it, though. 15-minute hammer. Hammer, hammer, hammer. I got my speakers going, hammer. Actually, why does the 15-minute look really bullish? I say that as it's rejecting a lead test fib, but like I'm talking about from here to here, it doesn't look that bad. I am still a little concerned with that Huskit lead test fib we got there. Huskit. I'm probably abusing that name. New hive day eventually? We'll see. I think if you're over 683, 85, like that level, I think it's looking a lot better. But you can't lie, the chart does look bullish if you're just looking at it like this. Like just the quick one look bias, you know, what does it tell you? That is one thing that I think I like from the Ichimoku strategy way back in the day, is what it stands for. One look indicator. I really like that like logic of the quick glance at something and oh that's bearish, oh that's bullish, oh that's this, oh that's that. Like having that quick look at something and understanding that it's this or that, and then micromanaging it, like zooming in and saying, all right, this is where a lower high could come in and I could short it, or this is where a higher low come in and I could, you know, get in, or if this pops over this, I like it for more continuation up because of this retest down, blah 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 blah. You know, I think that's important. But I always thought that was like the coolest thing about that strategy. It wasn't even the strategy itself; it was what the name meant in Japanese. It just stands for one look. I thought that was the coolest like idea ever. A quick glance at something to get a quick bias on something. Maybe you're not trading that because of that quick glance, but it's just nice that you could gather a bias so quickly based off of just quick look at how something looks or the candlesticks it's providing or the context of like, is it holding higher lows or lower high, you know, shit like that. I'm kind of just repeating things now, but we should do some member only streams, huh, Carter? You make a good point there. We do be doing a lot of this for free. I do need to paywall some of these streams more. Like just do these for like members. To do that though, I have to do unlisted streams. And then repost it for the YouTube membership section, which not all of them even check that shit, so that's like bad. And then linking it in the Discord, which I don't even know who all clicks that. Some of you were in here before I've even sent the link, so I actually have no clue who uses what. How you guys get into the stream, because some of you are here before I even send those links. Look at Spy 30, 3 dojis in a row. Is it actually? Is he full of shite? Ugh. Yuck. It definitely felt like it. Are these those? Okay, it is. I was about to flip. I mean, you've talked through the chart step by step. Might not be all trading opportunities, but building the shit that makes you take. Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do, because I don't want to be up here so a bunch of brain rot idiots join my stream and go, are we buying calls, Bueller? Are we buying calls? Did you get your calls at 0.69 or 0.72? Like, brother, I got to trade in, micromanage 20, 30 other motherfuckers too? That's crazy. I'm not doing all that. I've been there. I've done that. It's too much energy that doesn't end up in a beneficial area. Would I make more money on memberships and subscriptions? Oh, fuck yes, I would. Oh, fuck yes, I would. If I literally just typed that bullshit, I'd have way more idiots in here. There's not less people in here because I got worse. There's less people in here because I got boring. That's the truth. And I left streaming for like 6 months, so that didn't help. But I got boring. People don't hear the, all right, guys, buy calls at 0.68. I hated that question the most. I could call something out, say where I got in at, and somebody would still be like, did you get in at 0.68 or did you get at 0.72? Like, they're worried about $3 or $4. Absolutely fucking crazy that they're worried about $3 or $4, but not the chart in front of them in the context that we're using to trade that chart. It actually fucking blows my mind. I didn't start seeing like actually intelligent traders consistently pop up in my chat until we started getting boring. Like, I'm not joking. Any one of you shit on 100 people in my chat 2-3 years ago. No joke. Was I making more money on subscriptions and memberships? Fuck yes, I was. But was I super unsatisfied with everything that was going on? Yes. I hated trading because of that shit. That's probably what made me take that long-ass break from streaming and shit, because I was just so fucking out of it. Because that's not trading. It's micromanaging. It's like I'm playing a video game that I hate playing. Yeah, did you make money on this move? Yo, how was your trade today? Like there's people who show up in other people's streams and chats just to ask if they're green or not. And if they're green, suddenly their opinions are all valid, or they think they're a scammer. And then on the flip side, if they did bad, they think they're a scammer and they're shit at trading. It's like, what? You don't win. Like, there's no winning. When all I've ever wanted to do is just share what I like to do. Like, share my shit, share my system, share the process, the thinking. Like, if people want to support, if people want to add in, if they want to interact, they want to engage, like, awesome. You know, but there's so many people who are here just to take away. I mean, there are whole groups that have literally started from members in my chat. I mean, I have like literal proof, but there's no point in dishing all that shit out. What is the benefit? There's none. You know, there's so many people who have started in my chat as members and full on either run a Discord or get paid to run someone else's Discord. Just doing what I do, except at a way more chaotic pace. And just copying what I do. So it's like, I don't know. So that's why I always explain that to you guys. Like, sorry, my dog's freaking me out. That's why I've always explained to you guys. Like, I really do like having less people in here. Am I making less money from memberships and subscriptions? Hell yeah, dude. I'm making way less. And I give so much free shit away. But it's not about that. Like, it really is about my peace of mind. And it was the same thing when I was in plumbing. I wanted to die. I mean, I'm not even joking, you guys. I woke up one day. My car had some problems. I started crying. Involuntarily. I wasn't even sad. I was so fucking pissed. I started crying. And that was the day I was like, you know what? I need to get the fuck out of this job. I don't even care if I make way less. I don't care. It's about peace of mind for me. Some people, it's about money. It's more comfortable for them, and that's fine. Everyone is different. Like some people, I mean, I'm sure if I had more money, I wouldn't be bitching either. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. More money is totally fine. But I have just found when I connect that to what I like to do, it definitely disrupts my peace of mind, and it's not good. You could even see back in the streams, I was way less unhappy. I was fucking pissed all the time. I would talk at people. I hate that shit. That was very bad. And you don't really know that in the beginning though. Like I wish I could go back and tell like younger me and be like, "Yo, dude, don't stress about this shit so much." Like I wish you could say some simple ass advice to your old self, but you literally just can't. And even if you could, your old self probably wouldn't even accept it because you'd be like, "No, that's stupid. That's too simple. I could never." I'll be right back. 1 second. Yo, my bad, guys, for that random disruption. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I'm back. Something about peace of mind. Spy is still having struggle under that level there. Now, of course, you're on the 30-minute. We have not found new ground in a long time. When we gap down this much, we normally don't feel gap. Yeah, that's why I was really proud of. It was SF, right? SF and Maddie. I keep wanting to call SF Garden. SF and Maddie for the 684.50, 684.47 area. I really like that because it ties into what Data J just said. When we gap down this much, we normally don't feel gap. I think it's just logically thinking, or logical to think that, oh, we gapped down this much. If we do magnet up towards the 50%, we're probably not going to make it all the way there. You know, that would be like a really, really good move if we did do that. But I would think like stopping just shy of that or stopping before it or understanding that the possibility of that is very real. So I thought that was very cool that you guys kind of posted that a little bit. Posted the chart in Discord, bet I'm pulling up right now. I'll just throw this in trade for as well because everyone's asleep today. Let's pull up Data J's data on the stream. Data J, come on down. You just won a brand new car and you have to pay all the insurance on it. But we're not going to tell you that on the live TV show. All right, let's see here. Holy shit. And this is what we did today, isn't it? That's probably why it's yellow. PDL touch 57% is actually way higher than I thought because of the gap down that much. Well, actually, that depends because that could mean a bunch of different things. You have the days that have those lower previous day lows because this is the gap down from previous day close. That's interesting though. That's still higher than I would have thought. I would have guessed lower than 57. Previous day close touch 30%. That sounds right. It feels right. It should be low as fuck. A third of the time, that sounds about right. If PDL touched, does previous day close touch? That's a fucking crazy stat. 52% of the time? That's actually not. That makes sense though, because if it has the strength to make it to PDL, it probably is legit 50-50 that it goes up to that next key level, which a lot of the time is your PDO or PDC or PDCP even. Number of days. Holy fuck. 81? That's an average? Now that's fucking crazy if that's true. I feel like 1% isn't even that nuts. But maybe it's because of what it possibly initiates more times than it probably initiates a pullback rather than being the pullback itself, which probably is what makes it take so long. If you take the data back to 1993, then PDL touch goes up to 65% and PDC touch goes to 38. 65? That's fucking crazy. I almost promise you, because if you add in the older data, I almost promise you it's because gaps weren't as, what's the word I'm looking for? Prevalent? Is that the word? They weren't as like important, not as known about, not as valued. You know what I mean? Whereas like when I first started trading, everybody talks about gaps. So it actually makes sense that it's lower now. Because that sounds backwards, but it's actually correct. Because of the like obviousness of something. Trump talking at 1 if anybody cares. Yeah, that sucks for the market. Oh, I'm trying to pick you up, Pilly. Ah. Oh. Puppy secured. Yeah, now you can't go nowhere. Lily got a haircut like last week. Got her some toys. Shit like that. And then she gets extra spoiled when she sees my mom. Oh, my bad. Y'all are still looking at the data. I'm not going to lie. I was staring at it like half that time, too. I actually find those to be so interesting because the way Jay has those all lined up, it actually like is kind of easy to read. Like, I'm sorry if you guys can't read those, you need to take longer to look at them because they're actually so dumbed down for us. It's crazy. He doesn't say it because he's too nice, but that shit is so dumbed down for us. If y'all aren't reading that, just ask, hey, how do I read this? Or tag Data J, hey, smart nerd guy, how do I read this? You know, it's not the end of the world. But y'all should read those because it's interesting because a lot of it lies up with a lot of the BB theory playlist stuff. It lies up with a lot of the course stuff. If you're someone who's been around me for a long time and know the system really well, you'll see a lot of the data he posts lines up with a lot of the stuff we actually believe in. You know, so it makes sense seeing some of those numbers. It's kind of cool seeing like actual data outside of like back testing that we've done with like actual charts. It's kind of cool to see like actual data. You know, this number of times from this year to this year based on this data, this is how many times this does this. That's basically what he's doing for us. So it's kind of cool because it's all historical data that we can actually take advantage of. So I find those little tables he posts to be super, super badass. I don't know about anybody else in chat, but I truly nerd out when I saw those. Because it literally reminds me of that Tin Man thing I told you about, Jay. That was always like the coolest post I've ever remembered is from Tin Man. And it was like when it was such a basic post too, but like it stuck with me so well. And it was just like the theory of things. Like he went over how many candlesticks is it from open to this, and how many times does it do that? And I was just like, what? And that like completely altered how my mind thought about things. Like the probability of things is how you should look at everything. How do you create probability? We gotta have a strategy. Gotta have a strategy first. Create conditions. Because a strategy is just is a combination of conditions, is what it is basically, in most cases. And that's how like big banks and institutions create like algorithms to do strategies for themselves. It's just a bunch of combinations of conditions set. A computer's a lot quicker than you and me, so it could scan a lot more, do a lot more at once. So it makes sense that they would use computing power. It's not really cheating; it's just smart. But there's all kinds of things set up on those. There's algorithms set for all kinds of things nowadays. And that doesn't even count what the market makers do, too. The market makers do a really good job of actually keeping the flow of the market, despite how chaotic it can get. Without market makers, you don't have a flowing, tradable market. We would be just like the way back in the day when they would use like paper to spit out people's quotes and stuff. We'd be so fucked. One gap down could last a month. you know, just getting the quotes for everything. Like I'm good. That sounds horrible. Without a system, you, my friend, are cooked unless you are a leprechaun. Yeah, you got that right. Specifically, the leprechaun from South Park. Also, very weird you said leprechaun, and I mentioned that I had the Lucky Charms bar on my desk. I'm actually staring at the little green guy right now. Aren't we, Lily? Aren't we? With gold prices, leprechauns are doing very well. Oh, dude, yeah, you're not lying. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of the best swings of the year already. Was by Kevo. When he called out GLD to the upside, I was like, this guy's cooking. I didn't even comment on his post when he posted it. I was just like, I know this is gonna work, but I didn't want to put any like fake hype for anybody. But I was just like, man, this is a fucking great swing idea. Yeah, I'm glad that he brought that up because I definitely don't pay attention to GLD or like as many different markets as I could be. Like people ask me all the time, like how's gold, how's silver? Like I know how they're generally doing in my head, but I'm not gonna be able to be like, yeah, man, they did a hammer last week and they did this. Like I don't look at them like that. I just genuinely know they're going up because I used to own gold and I own silver. So I genuinely have an idea, but it's not like I'm micromanaging looking at them as much as I am like with SPY or the sectors. But you definitely could be. You definitely could be taking advantage of that. Like you know how every time I say like, guys, watch for tech to fall, we could start getting more continuation up on staples. Like it's the same thing with this, but to gold and silver and other different money markets. All right, Lily, you gotta lay down. I'll be interested to see how Netflix reacts to earnings at this level. Where's she at? Oh, she's in the 80. Oh, she's still at 88. Okay. Yeah, I won't lie. I'm kind of interested in this too. Looks like they had earnings. Wait, what? Oh no, that's the estimation. I'm sorry. That's today after market. I am tripping. I was like, they already did it. No, they have not. I'm wrong. 8860s is the 50% of the OB weekly that we launched from. You guys should see how my puppy's laying on me right now. She's like in my lap, laying longwards up towards my shoulder, and her head's on top of my shoulder, using it like a pillow. This is the cutest shit ever. You should have heard me and Dylan's analysis data, Jay, on silver and gold, like at the very beginning of me opening my server. I'm not one of those guys that like to brag because it just feels weird. Hold up. We'll just ignore that part of the chart real quick. Actually, this is a horrible time frame to look at. Yeah, the monthly. It's like the monthly and the yearly that we looked at. But if you look at like silver and gold, they had this like weird like basing high or low look. Like it looked like it was going to go to at least the high. And then, of course, if that breaks new all-time highs and shit, and I mean, look at it now, it's double the price. But I always thought those were like the craziest, most long-term setup I've ever seen. Yeah, the monthly. Like, exclude the launch. I mean, look at it before the launch. Like, it was a really slow, long-term looking setup, but like we've always said, these just look like one day they're going to be at ridiculous ass prices. So it is a little weird for me to see them up here now because I have genuinely been talking about this like into existence. I've been speaking this into existence for a while now, but I would never have said like I knew gold was going to go up. I knew silver was like I would never say that. I didn't know they were going to do anything. But when you look at those charts, you know, it definitely felt like there was something else there. But yeah, me and Dylan used to talk about this a lot, way the fuck back in the day. Oh yeah, the yearly. Yo, someone give this person a fucking sub right now. Someone hook up Serac Man right the fuck now. That's what I was looking at, dude. Oh my fucking god. You actually just broke my brain. I bet I could find an old ass chart in the chat. That's why I didn't find it, because I don't have the yearly on. I'm an idiot. Yeah. That's what Dylan used to always say. He'd be like, bro, that yearly, bro. That yearly, bro. It looks like a crazy ass cup of handle, bro. He'd literally say that every fucking time. Oh, you're Rob? Oh, no wonder you're so based and smart and fucking intelligent and shit. I was like, who is this random ass fucking viewer in my chat with amazing knowledge? And who are you? I need to know you. Because this is literally what we talked about. When I was going over that on the monthly, I was like, something feels wrong. Like, why do I not see the setup I remember? As soon as you said yearly, I was like, wait a minute, am I stupid? Because yeah, I don't see the setup when I see it like that. But when you go to the yearly, that's when you're like, oh shit. Okay, it's Rob. It's Rob, dude. That makes so much more sense now. So much more sense now. I was like, there's no way some random ass person joined my stream and just word for word got exactly what my brain was trying to remember. No way. I was like, that has to be one of my people. No way. That makes so much more sense now, Rob. I was like, Sirac, man, who the hell? I thought it was Sarah. I'm not gonna lie, the whole time I thought you were Sarah Seaman. I didn't know what was going on. They just changed their offer on Warner Brothers today to all cash. What? What? Wait, isn't that like multi-billion? What? Oh my god. Netflix is one of the greatest companies to ever exist. I don't know if I remember the last one that was upgraded to a cash deal like that, dude. That is nuts. This is probably the biggest one since Twitter. I would say this is crazier than Twitter on every front, too. Not just money amount. All because Paramount's throwing a hissy fit? Fuck it, dude. Let them, dude. Netflix knows what they're doing. If you told me Paramount was throwing a hissy fit, what could Netflix do? I would have told you a week ago that Netflix would still buy them. No fucking way. That is the coolest news I've read all year. In the 20 days of this year. That is so fucking cool. Oh yeah, my bad. We weren't doing that, Carter. I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to remember what I was doing before. I'm glad you said that. I was like, what was I doing? I was trying to find a weekly something on what chart. There we go. That's what my brother in Christ meant. My brother from another mother. Actually, could we be brothers? Yeah, Carter's cooking, guys. Enough said. I really have to do 0 TA on that. Enough said. He found the candle, marked the 50% of it, as well as just notifying that, hey, this is like the candle from the weekly to watch. Just in general, not just the 50% of it. I think that's a great DCA spot, Carter. I'll tell you this much, man. I feel like an idiot for not doing that with AMD. I was sitting here clowning Andrew at 80 a share. Clowning him. Absolutely bullying this man. No, I didn't actually do all that, but I did definitely pressure him. And look at him. Generational wealth. Can we get that on Netflix now? But you gotta have trust. You have to understand it can get bad. DCA is the method. That's why we do that, because it's rough waters. DCA smooths it out, kind of snipes through the rough waves. And yeah, understanding that it could be late as fuck. We could be looking at a setup that consolidates for a year. And that's why, again, DCA is the method. Sniping through those rough waters. So if you want my genuine opinion, again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I think DCA around this area is great. But you have to do exactly what I just said with the whole understanding that it could take time. It might get rough before it gets better. We've seen this time and time again on Netflix specifically. But yeah. I don't think this is stupid. I think this is a fucking $800 stock in the future. If you ask my genuine opinion, gun to my head, I will not sweat a single fucking drop. I will tell you straight up, I have witnessed it multiple times. From Apple, Nvidia, not Microsoft, Amazon multiple times, Meta, Tesla multiple times, Google, AMD just did it recently. But all of these stocks that either go on huge discount or because of a split, like in Netflix's case. And that's really more what I'm speaking to is like the splits, like your Teslas, your Apples, your Nvidias, your Googles, your Amazons. I mean, man, I started trading when Amazon was going to 3,000 a share, dude. So it is a little crazy that I see people buy it up the way they do now when I'm so used to it already being above 3,000 a share. And I have done this personally with Apple and Tesla, and I have many friends in the chat, and as well as outside of the chat, who have done this with Tesla. Buying shares, holding them. Then it had a split. Guess what we did? We bought more shares. And even if you didn't, you're sitting so fucking pretty, there's almost no reason to buy more shares. So in my opinion, Netflix is one of those plays, but you have to understand that it can be really slow, right? AMD, I'm thinking of Andrew when I say AMD, by the way. Andrew went through months of fucking hell before he probably felt comfortable with his position. Let's be honest. And he'll tell you the same thing. Now, he knew that it was a good buy, though, because he knows, wow, AMD under 100? That's crazy. AMD at $80 a share? That's fucking crazy. He knows that that's nuts, historically. He knows that he has a better bet if he just buys and holds over a long period of time. But like I said, though, I think buying once and selling once is stupid on plays like this. That's why I think DCA is smart, because you have the ability to kind of like slowly get in, not push yourself too hard, as well as understand that you could kind of average yourself out over time, especially if things do get worse. Especially in these types of plays that you really do believe in, or you think have a good long-standing chance of going back higher again. Which I do think Netflix is one of those. Not even counting this fucking Warner Brother news. But I do think that Warner Brother news is fucking crazy. You'll probably see Netflix go down a little bit more off of the news, though. But I could be completely wrong. I only say that because of the expectation. You know, everybody's probably going to see that news today. So I could see it having like a fake up and then like a real down and then a real up after that. We'll see though. That's why again I said you can't perfectly navigate these. It's just all theoretical and all thinking. That's why DCA is the best because it literally cuts all that bullshit out. What if Netflix says they back out of the deal? That would be crazy. I think the only way it won't go through is if Warner Brothers continues to be a piece of shit. I don't think it's going to fall through there because of that news coming out today, but let's say it did. It probably would be a short-term hit to Netflix, but I would still be just as confident in this because, like I said, everything I just covered has nothing to do with that Warner Brothers deal. I already think all of this about Netflix. I think if you throw that Warner Brothers deal in, it's like a fucking cherry on top. What is she stabbing me with? Oh, it's her elbow. God, that is like actually hurting. But that's a good question though to think about from Rob because that is very possible. That has happened in many cases. I mean, you got to remember there was a world where I thought Microsoft and Activision were going to become one company. I mean, they pretty much almost did, but I mean, there's tons of big deals that have definitely like failed due to either legal reasons like monopoly or their own specific, personal reasons. I don't know. So that is something good to think about as a Netflix investor. If that fails, does that cause some short-term extra down? Which is funny because that actually reminds me of the last time this happened to Netflix. If you guys remember, actually, this is a bad example because I need to show the weekly. Yeah, right here. So this first drop happened, and a lot of people were buying, and then I think it was like not Jack Dorsey. Who was the Snapchat guy? Or not the Snapchat guy. Who's the whatever? One of those big idiots bought a bunch of shares of this shit, and then it fell more, and then he sold. And then look how much pain it went through. It took from pretty much 2/3, 3/4 of 1 year to recover, just to consolidate. It didn't even recover. I'm just saying recovery in terms of like it relief bounced, and then look into the next year. Still kind of gave you like this is almost a full year of just straight up consolidation under where that guy bought. So he kind of knew ahead of time. Oh fuck, I'm stuck in this forever. So I think rich guy wise, he just gets out, puts his money somewhere else. But for someone like you and me, that would have been a hard trade to hold through. So I think it's very smart to think about that stuff because imagine you go all in here, you go all in here. You would have had to have wait through all that. It's like, yeah, you did good sticking to your guns, but don't lie, you fucking stressed your ass off. And yeah, it would have paid off eventually, but I mean, don't lie. The first year of that trade, you would have had mental battles with yourself trying to hold that. So I think it's definitely important to make sure you don't put all your chips in one. And then once you do think it is at the final part of its chart where it's like, there's no way it could dip more. There's just no fucking way. Like when it did this, that's when you probably dollar cost average a little bit more as it goes up again. But you definitely don't need to be buying everything all at once in one specific spot on a chart. That is exactly how you get fucked. In a lot of those people's cases, though, that's what they have to do. You start buying up a bunch of filings come out over time. Everyone starts seeing what you're doing all at once. But that is a good thing to think about. And yeah, I would say just highlight that big ass candle Carter talked about. The weekly outside bar that we bounced from last time. I would watch this area. Not just a perfect, can it go here and I buy? No, I mean, it might break that and then retake it, for all we know. Bill Ackman, there you go. Good memory, Maddie. That was him. Bill Ackerman or Bill Ackman or whatever however the fuck you say that name. But yeah, that was him. Good job. That is the guy I was talking about. I had his face in my head. Couldn't think of his name. He looks like an eagle took the form of a person, but just the face, and not in like a good or positive way. Like, I'm not saying anything good about the guy. It just said he looks like a bird. Spies that currently open. What is up, Letterbuck? How have you been, man? I read every single Letterbuck message in chat. I sometimes even search just your name so I can make sure I read every message from you in chat. I go out of my way to make sure I read all of Letterbuck's messages. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Some of you guys' messages, I don't fucking care. No, I'm kidding. But I do look at your messages individually a lot. One of my dedicated posters in the chat who actually posts stuff in the chat, what he's doing, what he's thinking. Helpful updates to reinforce others as well as himself, probably. Good head on his shoulders, always positive. Always checking on my Twitter too, bro. You're always everywhere, honestly. You're like one of the few people who's like on all platforms for me. I respect the fuck out of that. I'm really only on Discord and YouTube, but I mean, the rare times I'm on Twitter, this man is always liking my stuff and retweeting and stuff. Doing well, brother. Had a great weekend. I was waiting patiently today for some spy puts. Ooh. What was so good about your weekend, if you're allowed to share? I'm happy to hear it, though, regardless. Waiting patiently for spy puts. I respect that. Did you go under 683.85 or you're still just chilling? Personally, I didn't touch shit today, I'll be honest with you. I said that before the market even opened, too. I was like, I'm not trading today. Because I know exactly what this shit brings when we have that large of a move. And I'm very happy that I can actually back that up now with Data J's data. J. He kind of looks like Epstein, not gonna lie. I could see it actually in my head. Yeah, a little bit. Maybe like a distant cousin. Billstein. Can somebody tell me why those memes are so funny whenever they do like the fit check memes? Like when they did the Epstein fit check when he was in jail, that shit was hilarious. Then they did it with Maduro, that shit was hilarious. Like they do the fit check meme. I think that's actually insane how the internet is so quick on that. The internet might be the only undefeated thing in existence. The Four Falls of Buffalo. My dog's licking a poster. 20 minutes till Trumper. 20 minutes till I end the stream. I won't lie. I was like trying to sit here and I was hoping there'd be like some decent trade setups. But then I was like, man, I don't even want to force this shit. Like, you guys can take whatever you want, but I'm not even going to sit here and try to reinforce y'all trading something. Stayed super busy. The wife and I got a lot of things done around the house. I got some business to keep the lights on for the next few months. LOL. Damn, let her buck. Fucking huge W. Well, good for you, man. I'm proud of you. And I hope you keep kicking ass. And thank you for always coming here and supporting and just being yourself and whatever. You know, just seeing your name pop up is honestly like a positive for me some days. When I go in chat and I see Letterbuck or Guarded post, I'm like, man, it's going to be a good day. Those are like the two names I always look for in the post charts channel. Not that I don't like you other guys, it's just these two always post. Like, literally always. Very cool, though, Letterbuck. Any insight on the entrepreneur stuff, or you want to keep it on the down low? Either way, though, that's super dope. Something I can share in the chat, maybe. Support another MFer. A mortgage broker, just working for myself. Okay. Well, if there's ever anything you want to share in the chat, feel free to. I don't know what you even could share. There's plenty of adults in the chat, though. If you ever feel the need to share anything, then feel free to. If I don't even know if you can share anything to help you. What state are you licensed in? Yeah, that's a good question. See, that's why I keep the smart people around. Us dum dums don't ever have to ask questions. Just wait for the smart person to ask the question. All right, Lily, you got to get down. You're fucking heavy. Oh, you are 35 pounds of joy. Can you guys believe that? My puppy is 35 pounds now. I swear she doesn't look 35 pounds, though. And she got hops. And reach. Crazy reach. She looks like a small child when she reaches up on the counter sometimes. Or a tall child. Go. I wasn't going to shut the door on you. I'm not going it. I have to stream, Lily. Licensed in Colorado, Wyoming, and Texas, but I can do business in 46 states. The company who holds my license is still working on the other 4. Ah. So he's licensed in 3, but can do business in 46. Well, there you guys go. You guys want to help support Letter Buck in keeping his lights on, and you have something that relates to mortgage broking. Can't even speak. Reach out to Letter Buck. I wouldn't even have mentioned it in stream if it wasn't someone I trusted. This is someone who's been in my chat a long ass time. This is actually one of the first times I'm hearing of this, probably. It's really funny too. It's weird. Like all your like people you trust and you like, you have to like get them to like speak this stuff out. But some like idiot that joins chat and they're like new and they're just like really toxic. Like they'll come in chat and be like, "Can I share this? Can I share this? Can I share that?" It's like, brother, none of us know you. So it's kind of cool when you see something like that from someone we actually know. Oh, guys, we broke 681.49. I think Huskit or Huckit, whatever the name was, I think he called that lead test perfectly. A little slower paced, but it was perfect. A hammer, then there was a big ass red candle that came from there, and then since then it's just been bearish. Really good mention by whoever the F that was. Wherever you are, Huckit or Huskit, that was a beautiful fucking mention. You're going to be taking notes on that. What the fuck? There we go. I can't type. That was a great mention, man. That might be mention of the day. Matty Ice got the whole GTA plan lined up. Make gains on BB system, buy stocks, wait, sell stocks, hit up Letterbuck for a house, repeat. that easy, folks. Take Matty Ice's 4-step course into changing your life for the better. Yeah, the bounce did not hold. Yeah, no, I didn't. I honestly didn't like the bounce on that time frame, but I did when he. You said 15, I think, right? And then letter or someone said 30-minute with the dojis. I think that was Data J. I can't remember. I'm mixing all of you up now. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like. Let's just look at it. Like this is fine up until this point. That candle, and that's where I posted it in the Discord. It's like, eh. That's where I start to be like, eh, not really liking it as much anymore. And then that 30 minutes, just like, what the f, with that candle as well, because it's basically saying the same thing. We did get 2 5-minute holds, but that is true. I definitely liked that a lot of these zoomed out though, because that definitely made me like I think I even had the chart up on the 30-minute for like 20 minutes or so. Like it just looked better. It looked better to like trust it more. The bigger time frames, but in my opinion, it's just hard to be super bullish or super bearish when we've had this happen, right? Because in my opinion, like we're gonna do a lot of this. Come on. Like, I think we're going to do a lot of this. Like, whether it stays in between here, whether it stays between here and here, like, I don't know. I have no idea. For it to continue down makes sense, right? But for it to get a bounce also makes sense. Like, you know, so it kind of plays, you're kind of playing two different evils there. I think that's what we should start doing, though. When we have a very large gap, I think a new rule we should start setting is only watching like the 15 or 30-minute, like to just watch it, right? And then we can zoom down from here if we want. But I think this is good to kind of watch because it really kind of shows you what we should be paying attention to, the pacing of things. Because me too, I'm always a victim of that. I'm always on the 5-minute. I am literally always on this time frame. I mean, you guys always see me on this. If I'm not on this, I'm on this. You know, it's one or the other a lot of the time. So a lot of the time when you guys bring up like the 15 or the 30, I actually find that super helpful. But I think that's something we should shift more towards when we don't get these types of gaps all the time. So it's hard for me to sit here and be like, we should do this every time because we don't get them all the time. We don't get a large gap like this all the time. And what I mean by large is different from what other people mean by large. I don't just mean because it went down $10, $11. I genuinely mean because it broke a key area that we're watching for direction with huge significance with the amount it went down, right? It was above it by a good amount. Now we're below it by a good amount. That's a pretty insane difference, right? So that's what I mean by big gap. But I think that's something we need to start paying attention to more is just slower time frames that take up more information, more time to get information when we experience those larger gaps. Because in all honesty, it is still bearish just because we're under this. Because we're under this, you should be more bearish than bullish, just off of how we've been planning things. So that's why I find it hard to like, you know, let me go long here or let me go short here. Like I find it hard when we have such a big, significant move. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to follow up with, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. Because of the amount of movement. Like right here, it's making a new low. It could retake 681.50 here in the very next 5-minute candle or 50-minute candle. I'm not arguing with what Carter's saying, by the way, guys. I'm literally just going over it. He was not wrong for pointing out the 5-minute holds. And we're above CDO on that. But I think in that one, I need to also remember like we're under this. We're already bearish. Not just the 50%, but we're under 687. If you go to this video in here, the main thing I talk about, and I think I say it like 5 or 6 times, I almost said the meme number. I go over it like a lot in here. I repeat it a lot. And I think even at the end, I talk about how annoying I probably sounded because I covered it so much. Was if we're above or below 687 to 689.70, like being above or below this is very significant. So I think it's also just taking in the macro context to remember that we're bearish or bullish under a certain area but we don't see this all the time. That's why I said like you don't see a big large gap down under such a significant area like that all the time. We're not seeing that every week. Shit, we might not even be seeing that every month. And yeah, I'm just thinking out loud too, Carter. I'm kind of doing the same thing as you right now. Just good mental cycling. Like on the 15-minute, we take calls off that hammer, stop loss, lose at 50%. Which hammer? This one or this one? Or this one? I think it was one of these two you're talking about. With the lot, with lose at 50% and stop loss, yeah. But completely agree thinking out loud. I've been going hourly, 15-minute, 5-minute heavily. Idea on the hour. Okay, so you're truly like scanning down. That's smart. The last before the drop. Okay. Yeah, that I'm okay with. Yeah, that's fine. I think as soon as I see this candle, which also agrees with your stop loss, that's where I'm definitely like, okay, fuck, that's definitely coming down. If it doesn't, I'd be surprised, you know? Is that too late since we didn't break? Too late for what? Like too late for entry? Or you're saying is the 50% too late for exit? Oh, my bad. I got you. Too late for entry or too late for exit? I would say this is too late for entry, if that's what you're getting at. Because of this, because you have hammer, a 50-50 candle, a hammer. So you're definitely bullish right here. Right? It's not until this candle happens, which is about where that Huckett guy messaged that was about this candle when it was forming. So I would say this is a little too late. I would say this is still fine because it hasn't been invalidated yet. Because that is holding the CDO to high of day 50%. Oh, because it's holding the CDO to... Let's think about that for a second. Why are we going from CDO to high of day? I'm just asking. I have no discredit or discrimination there. I think the only reason I don't like that fib for this instance is the gap down for one. But for two, it's because this isn't the first high from current day open. This would be from open to this high. If we're on the 15-minute, I'm on the 15. So if you're doing that on a different time frame, I am sorry that we could just go to that time frame. The numbers shouldn't change though on that. I just meant the candlestick might look different around it. In my opinion, I don't know. That's a weird one. I don't hate your fib. I just think I'm like weirded out about it because like it's not the first high. This is the first high. Fuck, it's holding that though too. Oh, from this? You were taking from this to that? The hold of CDO to that? That would make sense to me. And that would still give you the same fib, so... I guess it doesn't matter how I chalk it up. I'm getting the same fib, so I can't really discredit your point there. I think what we need to remember, Carter, for that one, because I do agree with you. And see what I'm talking about, though, when like the more advanced stuff starts to get more in your head now? Like, you're not talking about simple shit here. Someone else in the stream might be mad confused right now. Because they're like, why are they talking about doing this in this specific order? While you and me are like sitting here code talking. Let's think about it for a second. So, I would say order of operations. Always come back to this. Because I sometimes... This is why I made this. Because this kind of thinking needs to be set in a list. Right? So, think about it for a second. Like, we opened here, we went up here. And I'm not discrediting your fib, no matter how you got it, because from here to here, whatever, from here to here, it ends up being like about the same fib. So it looks like regardless, you get that fib. But I think we need to understand that we're not just up, because when we're drawing like that, we're thinking just up. We need to understand like we are bearish under this level down up here 687. So we should be looking for like magnet moves to this, yes, but maybe not like tradable moves because of the situation. In this exact situation, this is a very like unique situation. It's not like we always gap down 10, 11 bucks, you know? If this was half that gap, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because it probably would have smacked the 50% by now. And we wouldn't even be talking about this. But this is a good conversation. But yeah, order of operations. Because in order of operations, we got to go in order. That happened, then that happened. Then this happened. This happened before the hammer. So this initiates, no, we are more bearish than we are bullish. This shouldn't matter. Because this is first. This happened first. And that's why I made this. Because shit like that happens a lot, Carter. You're going to find a bunch of weird, rare scenarios like that where you're like, wait, but I am right. But I'm wrong. It feels weird. Like you find something that you lost in, or maybe you even won it. You're just trying to understand it. Just felt wrong. You're like, what the fuck? How did that work? But that's a huge reason I made that, because there's a lot of instances like that where you're like, well, I could have done this. I could like you could have done everything anywhere if you want to be honest. But that's why you have to do things in a certain order. But you saw me even fumble it there for a second. I probably fumbled too because I'm not focused on actually taking a trade today. But looking back at it now, it feels a lot more clear. But no, what you said does make sense. You're not tripping. That's something I struggle with as I'm refining everything. It is definitely refining. That's a very good word. Because it's not like this is like surface level shit you're going over. This is pretty deep. Because now you're talking about, should I have been more bullish or bearish, essentially. But it's kind of hard to agree with anything because we didn't go up to the 50%. We're nowhere near yesterday's levels. We're under key levels on larger time frames. So we're really only using... I would say that logically says relying on current day open alone isn't as great because it doesn't have the help of the other key levels, like our PDCP, our gap 50%. Like we don't have the help of them because they're so spaced out. I think that also adds to it. Okay, so we get that inverted, right? Mine needs to go, okay, another lower high. We need to break that and probably... Exactly. Break it and then retest it holding above it. And that would validate, okay, yeah, buyers are still here from CDO. Because you're not wrong in thinking, well, we're still above a good level. But this is a very unique scenario. Because I think we get that hammer after the inverted, which could have made us more bullish. Oh, like a liquidity grab almost too. But yeah, I would say you hit it right on the money with that previous message. You're literally thinking and typing exactly how I type and think and stuff. Like it's like, all right, hammer bullish. Oh, slow down. Oh, still bullish. Still bullish. Still bullish. Oh, shit. Things are starting to change. Oh, not a bad candle, but it didn't take enough ground. Like you got to go in order. Like I think that's really what it comes down to, is doing things in order. And I think that's generally why I called it this. And it just happened to line up with PEMDOS. But this name of it is perfect because it really reminds you to like do it in the specific order. Like could you, and think about that too, Carter. Like could we be taking trades from here to here? Yeah, those happen all the time. Could we be taking trades from here to here? Yes. You could take trades between any level, any direction. So I think it's possible to come up with a validation for anything. But I think that's why we need to have that system like order of operations, so we can value which ones have better probability and which ones don't. No, you're good, Carter. I love this. But large gap down is so different than if we were there, if we were, let's say, inside a previous day. Exactly. We don't have anything else to grab onto. We're kind of just like in the middle of nowhere when using those short-term key levels. You know, could you have used this chart to help us out today? Probably. But I wanted to focus... Oh, wrong one. I wanted to focus on something more simplistic. But this is the chart I sent in the chat, and this is the video and stuff. And so, I mean, there's good levels we could have been using today, but I like what you're talking about, though, because it's not just the levels and how to use them. It's the inside and how to use them in the correct order. And, like I see that a lot, too. I won't say their name, but this person used to be really, really, really good at doing this. But they would draw a good bullish fib and then a good bearish fib. And it would always amaze me because it like kind of shows you the two different mindsets that people can take. Because technically there's a bearish and bullish fib for every move. I think it's hard to track them both at the same time and trade it like that. I think you should just do it in the right order. But that is a really cool way of looking at things, and it really opens up your mind to like, oh shit. It isn't just one or the other a lot of the time. Sometimes it's a mix of both, and you just have probabilities, and we need to be able to make sense of those different probabilities in the different directions that aren't so white and black. You know, some of them might be grayed. A fibberoni sandwich, exactly. But there's a few people in chat who have done that. I'm thinking of one person specifically, but there's a lot of people in chat who have done that over the years. And they think they invented fire, but it's like, no, it's a thing. It's a thing. But it is really cool because you see, like, when I see someone mention that or like what Carter's talking about, I'm like, okay, this guy is talking about advanced stuff. This is not baby level, this is what a 40% entry is type shit. Like, this is, hey, after a lower high is made on a gap down, what do I do on this? And where should I be drawing to make sure I understand the direction this should be going in, regardless of where CDO is? You know, it's like, that's a deep conversation. Because now we're talking about the different routes price can take. I'm glad to see you talking about stuff like that, though, Carter. It really does bring a smile to my face, because now I'm like, all right, he really knows what the fuck's going on. Because I don't see that as like, oh, you fucked up, Carter, you're dumb. Like, I see that as like, holy shit, he's right. This is something crazy to think about. It's kind of like a mental homework for like what order to do things in. And I think that's why I always teach about like mental trading so much, because it gets you in the routine of that a lot. Like when you guys talk out loud to yourself and you're doing those mental reps, it really does help a lot. I know, look at you now. You're running this conversation. And I'm happy to see you like talking out loud. Like, I don't see this as spam, bro. Feel free to keep doing whatever you're doing. Because this is exactly how you should be talking to yourself and thinking about this stuff. It's not as simple sometimes, as you can already tell. And then also like choosing your fights shouldn't always be entering every setup that's like somewhat risky, somewhat indecisive, something rough watery, you know what I mean? Not saying you did, I'm just saying I think it's a good rule of thumb. You can be like, oh, this is a weird day, I'm just gonna avoid it, but I'm gonna still check it out, you know, like I did today. I'm just like, eh. Could there have been trades taken though? Hell yeah, I could have shorted the shit out of that. But I just don't like the comfortability on how far away we are from each key level right now. I know we're bearish because we're under 687. That's all I know. Does that mean the whole week is bearish? No. Could retake that into day, could retake it tomorrow. It's also a weird week. No Monday. Tuesday we start with a pretty large gap. So definitely a weird week too. I think it can definitely frustrate some people. So I think it's good to just try to stay level headed. Oh, that was a really fucking awesome conversation, Carter. Thank you for that. Shout out to the guy that called out the lead test. That was genuinely fire as fuck. That was probably update of the day. I don't know if he came back in chat or not, but yeah, shout out to that guy. Y'all's names are hard to remember too, because all the names changed on YouTube and stuff, but I like when I see updates like that. It's just like super informational, nothing deep. Also cool too, because you don't see that guy coming back in here. Guys, do you see that it dumped a bunch? Look how smart and cool I am. Like, he's just here to call out a cool little update, see if it pans out, see what he can learn from it. I think that's cool too. But yeah, I think that's a great stopping point for the stream. Plus, my dog's annoying me, wants to play. But guys, thank you again. I gotta go make some more short videos too. Make sure y'all check those out and whatever. I don't even know if I make money on these or not, but I actually have a lot of fun making these. These are fun as 4K? Huh? How do you check like analytics of something? Do you have to do that in the settings? That's cringe. Brother, what? This is not even 24 hours old yet. What? You're telling me I did over 6,000 views in 4 videos in less than 18 hours? What? Is this the cheat code? Was I supposed to be uploading these? Time to monetize? I don't think it'd make much. I like making them. They're fun to make. Some of them are funny. They're really easy for me to think of because we're always looking at this shit. Like, you guys could probably make some easily. What else? Yeah, they're just fun to make, honestly. It was really, like, therapeutic yesterday. Like, I'm not shitting you. I posted all that stuff in chat, and then it was, like, later in the night. It was, like, 8:30, 9. I just started making a bunch of them. Next thing you know, it's almost 1 in the morning, and I'm like, I am tired, but I was, like, so, like, locked in. It was actually kind of fun. It's not really about the monetizing. But yeah, I feel you. Plus, you never know. What if it brings some, like, really cool people to the streams? You never know. But thank you guys again for everything you guys do. Seriously, just being here is enough for me. Thanks for the likes, the thumbs up. Thank you guys for make more. Yeah, I'm probably going to make more after I end stream, to be honest with you. I'm going to play with my dog and then come back and make some more. Monetized, they're automated monetized. I can't even control it or not. They're monetized regardless of what I do. When you have I don't know what update came out with this, but when you have a YouTube like mine, which is monetized, it automatically monetizes the shorts. So I think it's already doing it without my consent. So you guys don't have to worry about me. We're good. But thank you guys again. I seriously love you guys. I appreciate everybody. A lot of you guys have some of the coolest intentions, so I just appreciate that the most. And remember, guys, if you need a mortgage broker, reach out to Letterbuck. But seriously, thank you guys again. Love you all. Have a great rest of your day. And tune into the Discord if you have anything else to share, or just drop into the Discord or share something. But yeah, see you guys later on.